Jim Crow was as close to a repressive regime as you could imagine. Blacks could not eat at public restaurants, couldn't rent hotel rooms. Jim Crow literally had to ride in the back of buses and public transportation regime.
We couldn't get a drink of water. How thirsty we were, unless we found that colored water fountain. We couldn't get a drink of water out of a fountain. Our school term was from 4 to 6 months a year, and we had no busing. There were no buses that bused us to school. We had to walk to school 3, 4, 5 miles, whatever, just to live from the school.
African Americans were forced to live in certain communities, and they had to develop within that community. And there was not much difference between segregation in the South and apartheid in South Africa.
Life for blacks was one of seclusion.
Shalom, family. I'm just showing this video. I don't think we'll get through the whole of it. Maybe you've seen it before. But this is pretty much what happened to Emmett Till. And I was looking at it today, and it kind of just brought tears to my eyes, man. So I said, let me share it. Let me make some other people cry. So we'll play it until the teacher comes in.
And being every way, shape, and form treated as less than human, less than equal.
Blacks in those days, it was against the law to say yes and no to white folks.
Shalom, Elder.
If didn't, then you could be beaten and even killed for
Hey, Shalom, King. Hey, the teacher's in the room.
African Americans had.
Hey, Chaasadyah. Shalom, King. Yabashim Yashabrakatah.
Shalom, King. Chaasadyah.
Shalom. Can you hear me?
Yeah, King. So I'm just playing this is about Emmett Till.
Okay.
And as soon as you're ready to start, you can just let me know, and I'm giving you co-host already. So as soon as you're ready to start, I'll stop the video.
Khan. All praises.
Okay.
No protection from the law, because in most cases they could not vote. And if you cannot vote for the sheriff or the police officers or the mayor, then they do not have to loan any type of assistance to you. And therefore, African Americans lived in this constant fear of something happening to them, and they're not being able to react.
My brother was beaten almost to death in Jackson because he went to Walgreens and sat down to have a Sunday or whatever he ordered. They beat him almost unmercifully right here in Jackson. I guess I can't really describe how impoverished it was. No matter how wealthy you were as black, there weren't many wealthy people anyway, but those who had little money, they were no different. You're just another nigger.
My grandfather came to Chicago in 1955 to a funeral, and my mother and them allowed me to go back with him for vacation. And so Emmett found out and he wanted to go. There were some questions of whether he should go or not, but they finally let him go.
Oh, that day will live in infamy, so far as I'm concerned. I got up that morning, and for some reason we couldn't get out of that house. We were supposed to meet Moses down at 12th Street Station. We could hear the whistle blowing as we got to the steps. He tore up the steps. I said, wait a minute. I said, you didn't kiss me goodbye. Where are you going? How do I know I'll ever see you again? And he said, oh, Mama, he really scolded me. And I wondered why I said a dumb thing like that. But he turned around, came back, he gave me the kiss, and then he gave me his watch. He said, here, take this watch. I won't need it where I'm going. And I said, okay, I'll wear it. I put it on. And I said, what about your ring? Because I'd given him his daddy's ring. First time. He said, well, I'm going to show this off to the fellows.
They always kind of prep you for going to Mississippi, made you very aware of what could happen and what the South was like. And so I was very much aware of what could happen while we were in Mississippi. And I don't know if Emmett was told or not.
That summer when Emmett and Wheeler arrived, it was the beginning of the cotton harvest time. During the day, we would pick cotton all day.
I wasn't old enough really to pick cotton. Emmett wasn't either. So we just played around in the field most of the time.
We picked cotton all day. After the weighing up, well, after we finished picking cotton, we had our supper.
I was muted. I was saying the guy before would have been the age that Emmett would be right now, if he wasn't murdered.
We decided to go to the little country store. From the country store, we went up to Money. That's where we met other boys, and the checker game was going on.
When we got to the store in Money, Bryant's store, I went in and I don't know what I purchased, but I spent some money. And as I was in the store spending my money, Emmett Till came in. So I left out and left him in the store.
When he came out, that's when they sent me in to make sure that he didn't say anything out of line. Now, what he said inside the store, I don't know before I got there.
He asked for 10 cents to get 10 cents worth of bubble gum. He put the money into her hand. Just like that. And she jerked her hand back. So that was it.
He and I left the store together. We didn't have any conversation with Mrs. Bryant.
So not everybody want to be on camera for this interview, even after all of these years, right? And what that woman was just saying was, even then, you had to put the money on the counter. You couldn't put that money in a white person's hand, right? They want your money, but don't touch them as you're giving them your money.
We left together. She came out of the store and went to her car, which was parked on the north side of the store. And as she was going to her car, that's when Emmett whistled at her, the famous wolf whistle.
Yes, he whistled at Carolyn Bryant when she came out of the store.
No one knew that he was going to whistle. And when he whistled, it scared everybody in the bunch. And when he saw our reaction, he got scared.
Miss Bryant came out and she was going to her car and someone said that she was going for a gun.
We all panicked, including Emmett. We jumped in the car, and when we got in the car just wasn't moving fast enough.
And we sped down the gravel road and we looked behind us and there's a car behind us. So we thinking that they're after us. So we pick up some speed, pull to the side of the road and jump out of the car. And we ran down through the cotton field. And as we ran through the cotton field, the cotton bolls were kind of green, they were hitting our legs and some of us fell over each other and the car went right on by. So we said, well, nothing to that. And Emmett Till begged us not to tell our grandfather what happened, and we didn't.
Our neighbor, Rutha Mae Crawford, she told us that we was going to hear some more about that. And I didn't think nothing of it because I'd never heard of anything like that before.
3 days had gone by and this girl told us, Ruth told us, hey, you guys are going to hear some more about this.
We had heard this colored man said that they was going to get him. That's how we knew to go back to tell Mose Wright, to take the boys to Grenada to the train station, put them on the train. He didn't do it.
So actually we forgot about it. We were 16, 12, 13, 14, 16 years old. So we went to Greenwood.
We all said, well, we going to town. We had picked some cotton and made some change, and my older brother said, well, I'm gonna take y'all to Greenwood.
I carried them all to Greenwood, bought them a little wine, around 12 or 12:30, I brought them back out.
Then about 2:30 in the morning, thereabout, I could hear people outside talking, and they talking about Emmett, and they talking about the boy from Chicago. They didn't say Emmett. They said there's a fat boy from Chicago, and they told my grandfather they wanted to talk to him.
I looked out the window, it was just like daylight, and I said, my Lord, I said, look at the cars. But I didn't know where they was going. So at the time, I could see this black man get out of the car, went to the back, and the white went to the front.
This is Mose Wright. I am the uncle of Emmett Lewis Till. Sunday morning, about 2:30, someone called at the door. And I said, who is it? And he said, this is Mr. Brian. I want to talk with you and the boy. And when I opened the door, there was a man standing with a pistol in one hand and a flashlight in the other hand. And he asked me, did I have two boys there from Chicago? I told him I have. And he said, I want the boy that done all that talk.
So they came to my room first, and they had a pistol in one hand, a flashlight in the other, and they looked on me and Maurice, who's in bed with me, and they recognized that Maurice or myself, we weren't the one that they were looking for. So they passed on through the house to the third room where Emmett was in the bed with Simi.
So we marched all around through two rooms, and I found the boy in the third room in the bed with my baby boy.
I hear this noise in the bedroom, and I look up and I see this Roy Bryant. I knew him. And I saw the other tall, bald-headed man. They was hollering and fussing. They told me to lay back down and go to sleep. But I kept my eyes open and saw what was going on, that they was going to take Emmett. And at that point, I didn't know where they was going to take him. I said, well, maybe they're going to take him home.
They aroused him out of the bed, and I don't think he really knew what was going on. So he was answering their question, but he wasn't saying yes, sir, and no, sir. So they became irate about that. And they started cursing and swearing. And I think he wanted to put on his socks or something with his shoes. And it was a terrifying experience. He had no idea what was going on, really. Yeah, had no idea the kind of people that he was dealing with, he was faced with. He had no way of conceiving what the South was like, no kind of way.
In the room, my mom, she offered them money not to take the boy, and that's when Roy kind of hesitated. But Marlon wouldn't have nothing of it. He had made up his mind. He was the one with the gun. He had a .45 in his hand, and he was calling the shots. And he claimed that he was just going to take him up the road and just whip him and turn him loose. That's what he said he was going to do.
They were telling my grandfather if he's not the one, they was going to bring him back. And they left. And after they left, nobody said anything to anybody.
And they marched him to the car, and they asked someone there, well, this is the right boy? And the answer was, here. And they drove toward money.
After they left, Mama was very upset. And Daddy was walking around, all he could say, he was saying, That's all he could say.
I do know that you don't whistle at a white woman in Mississippi. And I was praying that they didn't kill him. I wasn't going to kill him, just maybe torture him a little bit and bring a kid back to his grandfather.
When I'm laying there in the bed, waiting for them to bring him back. Every car that I would hear coming down the road, I thought it was them bringing him back. But then when it began to get turned towards dawn,
Now, the kind of audacity that Esau has and the climate back then, I mean, they can literally walk into your house and take a minor out of the house and tell you, we're just going to whip him and bring him back. And you couldn't lift a hand, a voice, an eyebrow, or look in their eyes and say, hey, you can't take this boy out of my house, right? That's the kind of audacity that was going on, man. This whole family just had to let these men take this boy, this Emmett Till, out of the house and couldn't do a thing about it.
I knew they weren't gonna bring him back.
I know one thing, he was sad. That was the saddest day I ever seen in my life. Ooh,
And,
Lord,
and again, this woman is afraid to even show her face to do this interview. This woman is terrified to show her face to do this interview. That's how you're so beaten down in living in Mississippi, man. This is how these people lived every day, right? There's so many scriptures to bring out of this, man, but this is seriously a lot of the curses that we're seeing here in this story.
I really did. Everybody down that road cried.
Mose Wright knocked on the door and said they're taking my boy. Well, I told him we could go and look for him. We went up to Munnings and we come back. And then Mose told me, ain't nothing else we could do. Just sit and wait.
I was sound asleep at 9:30. And I guess I slept about a couple hours. And it was Willie Mae telling me that those men had come and taken Bo away from my uncle's house, her father's house.
As I was walking, I saw a green 1955 Chevrolet truck. And I saw, which there was 5 people. There was really 5 people. And there was 2 Tay Collins, Herbert, and I'm sure it was Emmett Till, and the Marlon and Bryant, they was in the cab of this truck. And so as I go up, before I could get to the barn, I could hear this beating, and I could hear this crying, I could hear this beating, I could hear this crying. So I kept walking. Then I had to go up and see, walked up and told Miss Mandy about it. I said, Miss Mandy, I said, they beating somebody in that barn. So she said, I'll tell you one thing what we do. So let's walk back up that way. So me and Miss Mandy, which we did, we came back up there. And there was a well there, and I turned the well on, and I'm going to get me some water. At that time, I could look. I can see J.W. Marlon came up. He had a green shirt on, khaki pants, and a 45 on his side. So he asked me, did you hear anything? I said, did you hear anything? I said, no. I said, I didn't hear anything. A human being just being beat by white folks like this here, by beaten by this, Even maybe some of the black brothers could have been in there, because I know I saw them on the truck, but I didn't see them at all after they got in that barn. The only thing I saw was their truck. Could have been them. And just by going, listen to it, it's something, it's really something. It hurts you. You don't forget. These things I will never forget.
The night of Emmett Till murder, which we didn't know he had been murdered that night, in the middle of the night, my sister and I was lying up in the window trying to get some air, and we saw this fire in a barrel in back of J.W.'s house. And we woke our parents up. And my father walked out the back door and stood on the porch and he came back in and said there's a fire at J.W. Marlon house in the barrel. They was burning something up.
sheriff came and told me they had found the body at Phillip and wanted me to go and identify the body, which I did. And we found the body with didn't have on any clothes at all. The body was so badly damaged that we couldn't hardly just tell who he was, but he happened to have on a ring with his initials, and that cleared it up.
I was at home and Mose Wright called me and said they done found the body. And I want to go down there and identify his body.
Hey, Shalaki family, I encourage everyone to watch this. I don't want to hold up the teacher any longer. But the description or the photos that you would have seen about Emmett, the photos that you saw, like what everyone saw in the newspaper, the body was worse than that. And in this video, you hear the mother describe how the body was. It was way worse than what we saw in the photo, which the photos pretty much took the whole of America to its core. But the body was way worse than that. And the mother describing it is the truth. So I'm going to, Chaasadyah, are you ready to roll, King?
Khan.
All praises.
All praise to Yahweh Shem Mashiach Yahushai. This lesson is entitled The Good Fight. So you saw through the descriptions of history, recent history, like Shemaiah was bringing out, the older gentleman that was talking would have been the same age. They were pretty much the same age as Emmett Till. So you know they bring out the fact that Morgan Freeman is either the same age or younger than Emmett Till. So they've been doing this a long time. You know what I mean? And it's well documented, the atrocities that we've been through in America and continue to go through, because you can go to recent history. It's more recent than this, but something similar would be Trayvon Martin. And he's going to the store just like Emmett Till, not bothering anybody, just like Emmett Till. Even though they said he did whistle at her, at Caroline Bryant, she came out not too long ago and said that never happened. And, they just felt like killing a young so-called black child, young Israelite child. So the same thing happened with Trayvon Martin. It was, well documented. George Zimmerman called 911, pretty much ran him down with a firearm, engaged in a physical fight, lost the fight, and then shot, Emmett Till, and shot Trayvon Martin. So nothing has really changed. Same thing, kangaroo court. If you remember, they weren't going to charge George Zimmerman. He came in there and walked into the police station and walked out. It took, protests and the NBA wearing, their hoodies. Everybody was wearing their hoodies. You remember those pictures on social media? Everybody had their hoodie on, like Trayvon. Like, am I a thug just because I have a hoodie on? The media portrayal of Trayvon Martin, saying he's a thug and all this other stuff. They took out pictures that he took on social media where he's putting up his middle finger and said, see, his middle finger up. Pretty much he deserved to die because he took pictures with his middle finger up. And all all mainstream media outlets, social media really fueled the fire for them to then charge him down in Florida, Gator Bait Land, right? Where they fed our ancestors to gators, right? To catch alligators. And he got off scot-free. Not only did he get off, he sold the gun for, I believe, like $350,000, which means somebody bought that gun. He was He was autographing Skittles wrappers for money, and people were buying the Skittles wrappers and they're showing it off how proud they are. You know what I mean? And also he sued the family for like $10 million. He killed their child and he ended up suing them for, I don't know, defamation of character or something. I don't know what the judge eventually threw it out, but still, that's where we're at. And that's why we have to fight the good fight. This is a good fight. This is a righteous fight. You know what I mean? I don't mean picking up arms and going out and shooting Esau. That's not the fight I'm talking about. That will come. That will come. But right now, this is a spiritual war. And it's a fight that you have to win, not only for yourself, but for your family, not only for your family, but for your maker, for your creator. Okay. We have to prophesy against Mount Seir, the things that they do, put them on blast, you know what I mean, and continue to do so while asking the Most High to destroy these people. Okay. Ironically, I was just reading something from my family, you know what I mean? And well, my grandmother had to go through, she got interviewed before she died for my cousin, and how, you couldn't go to a restaurant to eat. You get some food, you have to eat it outside, you eat standing up. To go on a train, you had to be, they call it the Jim Crow coach, you know what I mean? If you get caught using say the so-called black, the colored bathroom doesn't work and you have to go to the bathroom, use the white one, they're going to beat you. She talked about a story how she had to lay on the ground when the family, when her parents were out there to work, lay on the ground so nobody would know they were in the house, because Esau would come and, will harass them and probably kill them. She asked, were they Klan members? She didn't know, you know what I mean? But at that point, they don't have to have a Ku Klux Klan card. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. They're white supremacists. You know what I mean? And this is the police. This is the judges. This is the teachers. This is everybody. You know what I mean? This is down Maryland that she had to endure this. And she talked about her cousin that was beat because they said he raped a white woman, right? And they end up lynching somebody. So they just beat everybody. A white woman gets lynched. Everybody, every black male gets beat at that point in time. Some of them get lynched. You know what I mean? And eventually, the only reason they know who did it was because the so-called white man was his conscience got to him, and he admitted doing it. But by that time, brother was already dead. You know what I mean? So this is home. This is not like we're watching a movie or this is another country. This is America, and this is the fabric of the institution is based upon extreme violence, racism, oppression, and upliftment of the damn devil. You know what I mean? So-called white man. And there's no hiding that fact. What all they do, they try to hide it. You know what I mean? You have to watch what you say on social media, Facebook. God forbid you put a picture of what happened to our ancestors and they take it down saying it's too violent. You know what I mean? But they play what's happening in Ukraine all on all channels. You know what I mean? Whatever fits their agenda, they're going to play. If it doesn't, they're going to take it down. So this isn't the land of the free. If you can't say what you want to say, which is basic, it's very basic to say some things, you know what I mean? And if you can't say that, then you're not free. You know what I mean? You might as well be in North Korea. They're like, oh, at least you're not in North Korea. Really? I can't tell. You know what I mean? When Dennis Rodman went to North Korea, they treated him like a king. You know what I mean? Have we ever had a day in America where we treated like a king? I don't think so. Okay, so this is a righteous fight. This is Jim Crow South. Look at that. You know what I mean? Colored waiting room. We had to a lot of stuff. The Green Book. That places you can go without being in a sundown town. There's still sundown towns. There's still some places you cannot go in America without being, chased out, shot at, so forth and so on. I actually grew up in a town where, outside of Philadelphia, that it was a pool. We call it the prejudice pool. We couldn't go in there. You know what I mean? This is the 80s and 90s. This isn't a long time ago. You know what I mean? And the same people I went to school with were the same people they go to the pool. And I'm like, damn, mom, can I go to the pool? Can I go? My mom had to spin it. Like, I didn't know it was prejudice. So she was like, let's get some ice cream. Or, no, we have to go there. Let's do this. And I'm like, wait, but all my friends that are going there, how come I can't go? You know what I mean? So that's how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? And we had to come up with our own pool. And now our pool's thriving and that one's closed. So this is the basis pretty much of this lesson. You know what I'm saying? The Most High God is going to destroy these people. He's going to continue to destroy these people. They don't even see it. You know what I mean? Like their eyes are waxed dull. You know what I mean? Their ears are fat. They can't hear. They can't see what's going on. But I'll tell you what's going on. Derek Chauvin's getting knifed up in prison. That's what's going on. You know what I mean? Where do you think that knife came from? Do you think it came out of a package at Target? Do you think they got that blade out of a hardware store? That blade came out of somebody's orifice. You know what I'm saying? Those shanks in jail are the dirtiest you can imagine. They've been in all types of holes, and I'm talking about holes. You know what I mean? That's where they hide the shanks. If you get a pat down and you can't find it, that thing is in somebody. And it came out somebody, and he got knifed up in prison and had to sit there and bleed out on a dirty, concrete, cold prison cell. All right. You think he can't get to you? You think the Most High can't get to you? He's at 23-hour and 1 in a federal prison. That means he's in prison. He's locked in his cell by himself for his safety, because he's a cop and what he did to George Floyd. He's in a cell for 23 hours, and he comes out 1 hour a day. In that 1 hour, somebody, I don't know who it was, I'm assuming it was Jake. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm not saying who it was, all right? But all I know is in that 1 hour, somebody got to him. And nobody's supposed to be out during that time for his protection. But the Most High God will get you. It doesn't matter if you're in a state penitentiary, a federal penitentiary, you're in protective custody, 23-hour and 1, the Most High God will get you. And it would have been merciful from the Most High God for him to die. People are saying, oh, he didn't die. He just got stabbed in prison. Okay? He still has to do them 20 years. It's like, okay, here's a couple Tylenol. Now go back in your cell. That's what prison's like. So if he would have died, that would have been merciful. Most High said, all right, you suffered enough. Most High said, you haven't begun to suffer yet. So all praise to the Most High. It starts, not saying it starts with him, but you can see the way this is going. He's paying people back. All right. And all praises to the Most High. We're going to start this lesson called The Good Fight. Okay. With 2 Corinthians 10 and verse 3. Is anybody available to read tonight?
Shalom.
Shalom. Yahweh Shemel Shabbat. Let's get it. All right. Let's bring that out. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3. Baba Gashar.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
So we're walking in these bodies, right? We're here, all right, but our weapons aren't carnal. We're not having a fleshly battle. We're fighting spirit. We're fighting principalities. We are fighting Satan and his angels. This is a serious fight. This is something that's a 24-hour, 365-day fight, 366 in a leap year. Because the minute you falter, the minute you fall off, then he's going to get you. All right? We're fighting high level spiritual demons. All right? And if it's not to your liking, it's difficult, then it's going to be more difficult for the judgments that Yahweh Shem Shai dishes out. We don't want none of them judgments. So we're going to fight on the right side of the law, the right side of history, the right side of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right? Go ahead.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds.
So we're pulling down strongholds, okay? And these aren't carnal weapons. This carnal weaponry is not going to win this, okay? Getting a chopper, AR, going in the middle of the whitest mall possible and letting them have it, that's not going to win. It's not going to do this. That's not going to do anything, okay? 5, 6, how many people can you really take out like that? Just say, for instance, like the mass shooter in Virginia. I think he got like 33 people. That was Moab, I believe. 33 is really not doing much of anything, okay? What our aim is, Libyan numbers, 20, 30,000. Syrian and Turkey earthquake numbers, 20, 50,000. That is how we fight this fight, okay? And we're going to talk about how to do it, having a confidence in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, having a confidence in yourself, okay? Like Paul's talking about, like, yeah, I'm going to boast in Christ, okay? You got to have some level of confidence, humbly speaking, right? In order to fight this fight. You cannot go into the ring with a worthy opponent, and Satan and his angels are worthy opponents. You cannot go into a fight and be scared. And if you do have a level of fear, the Most High didn't give us fear, right? He said fear him. But that fear that you might have going into this, because, you know, we're going to go through some things that obviously, like with Emmett Till and this video that I have, that they've been playing their witchcraft on us for a long time. So we might falter. But that fear you have to use for energy. That fear has to propel you into action. You don't want to be fearful and go into the corner and lay down. We call that learned helplessness. Okay? You learn how to be helpless. And whatever happens, happens. But we know in the scriptures, the Most High talks about faith without works is dead. So the works have to go in concordance with your belief, with your confidence. Okay? Go ahead. Can you read the next verse?
Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
So we're casting down the imaginations, bringing it back to the thought to the obedience of Christ. Okay? And that's our power. You know, it's like it says in the previous verse, our weapons, our warfare are not carnal. We have Yahushua on our side, who is the Son of the Most High God, the mediator between us and the maker, the engineer, the architect of all this. That in itself should give you the confidence needed to move in the right direction. Esau doesn't have any of that. Esau cannot sit in the sun without getting skin cancer. And he knows this. Esau takes a bath once a week, and Lord knows you can smell him. All right. I walked by Edomite yesterday. It was terrible. Like, if I could smell you from over here and you're about 20 feet away, there's something wrong with you. Okay. So they don't have what we have, a spiritual connection to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That spiritual connection can falter through sin. So that's why we got to get our sins in order. We got to get ourselves right. We got to get our house in order, because the things that are happening on this earth are happening at a rapid pace. Talk about Ukraine, we talk about Russia, we talk about Iran, we talk about Israel, we talk about Hamas. And I know you you hear that ceasefire. What does that mean? Does that mean that Iran isn't at a heightened state of alert right now? Because they are. Does it mean that Yemen are not taking warships out of the horn that goes around their country? They are. They took about 4 warships already. Won't see that on CNN. They talk about the one that they took. They don't talk about the 4, and that they'll take more. And the ballistic missiles that they're sending over to Israel. It just keeps going. It's revving up, and it's not stopping. It seems like it's stopping, but it's definitely not. What they're doing is they're talking about other things, Trump's fraud cases, and other things that don't matter. The weather. They say, hey, guess what? It's cold outside. Yeah, well, it's winter. Things like that happen. Let's talk about things that are more important. Well, the Eagles are 10-1. Big deal. Let's talk about things that matter. Okay, like the draft, because the United States doesn't have enough people to fight this war. So people that aren't paying attention, they don't even realize that America's about to ship them and their children up to a country that they've never been to and never plan on going. All right. Let's continue. Let's read the next verse.
Chaasadyah, you got it, King?
Oh, Khan, you want verse 6? Verse 7? Now, we was at verse 6, huh?
Okay, Khan.
And have it in readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled.
Khan. So, when, ready to go with being obedient, it's time to avenge all disobedience. Okay? So we got to sharpen up. Okay? Go ahead. Can we read verse 7?
Do ye look on things after the outward appearance? If any man trust to himself that he is Christ, let him of himself think this is again, and that as he is Christ, even so are we Christ.
So, what Paul is alluding to, if you start at the top of the chapter, read down, saying Paul's boasting. He's boasting when he's writing. When he shows up, he says, he's not. They say he's weak. You know what I mean? But understand that this is the same Paul. This is the same Paul that was taking Hebrews and parting their garments and doing all types of foul stuff to so-called Christians who were really followers of Christ. All right. So he's saying, I'm the same person. You say I'm of Christ and you're not. You sure about that? Okay, go ahead. Verse 8.
For though I should boast somewhat more of our authority, which the Lord hath given us for edification and not for your destruction, I should not be ashamed.
So the Most High put him in that situation. He talked to Christ. You know what I'm saying? His way to Damascus. He put him in that situation, right? And gave him authority, that he's boasting not for your destruction, not saying I'm going to destroy my people. No, he did that to uplift. He's uplifting his people. He's boasting, saying, the things that, Paul was very spiritual. Paul's very spiritual. So his boasting is in Yahushua. He said, be a follower of me, for I'm a follower of Christ. Okay? So let's get into it. Let's go to Exodus chapter 14 and verse 14. So we're in a fight. This is a serious fight. This is a fight that will be reverberated throughout all of history. Okay? No longer will it be said that the Most High saved the children of Israel out of Egypt. It's going to say he saved the children of Israel out of the land of the north. All right? From Emmett Till to Trayvon Martin to everybody in between, everybody before and brothers after, this is a fight. Okay? Shot down Malcolm X, shot down Martin Luther King. And I know you're saying, oh, it was a black person that shot down Malcolm X. See that FBI book they had on Malcolm X? You still think it wasn't orchestrated by the government? What about Fred Hampton? And you hear the way they spiked his drink, you know what I mean, to make him tired, and they knew he was being in bed, and they shot up the bed. Okay? This is your U.S. government. This is who you pay taxes to. All right? So we got to come together and fight this fight. But at the same time, there's ways to fight without fighting. All right, let's go to Exodus 14 and 14.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 14 and 14. The Lord shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace.
So the Most High God is going to fight this fight. Now, what do we have to do? We're going to get into that. All right. We're spiritual people, you understand? Kingdom of priests. All right. You have powerful women in this truth as well. Judith, Esther, and so on. Hannah. Let's go to Psalm chapter 34, verse 6. So we have a template. We have an outline on how our ancestors took down strongholds, how our ancestors took down countries through, of course, the help of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's without a doubt. But what did they do? What did they do, and what is he requiring us to do? Let's get it. Let's go to Psalm chapter 34, verse 6.
This is Psalm chapter 34 and 6. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles.
So the Most High hears the oppressed. The Most High hears the poor man. The Most High understands that where we are in this society is not where we want to be. But some people are comfortable. And comfortability is a cousin of death. I don't know. I think Nas said that. He didn't say exactly like that, but damn it, it's close. He said sleep is the cousin of death, but a lot of people are comfortable right before they die. You cannot be comfortable in a land that is collapsing before your very eyes. Whether it be the economy and the banks closing, banks laying off people, tax dollars flooding outside the country, sanctioned countries getting together and making it work, whether it be North Korea and China and Iran and Russia, they're all sanctioned. Syria, Iran, I think I said Iran. They're all sanctioned, but they're trading with each other. They say, oh, we can't trade with everybody else. All right, we're going to trade with each other. And they're thriving. America, not so much. The damn president has dementia. Nobody in their right mind is going to vote a Democrat in for presidency. The forerunner in the Republican Party has 91 counts, 91 felonies hanging over his head. This place is collapsing. Okay? So, knowing that this place is gone, comfort is dangerous. All right? You might want to get uncomfortable, meaning when we're living around a bunch of psychopaths. The Edomite is the biggest psychopath on the planet. There's nobody close to matching his level of ferocity when it comes to bloodthirsty, homicidal tendencies. He is the serial killer. The FBI picture of what a serial killer looked like is an Edomite between the age of like 25, 35. He's married probably, has children. He goes to work. You look at the last person that they found that killed the Long Island serial killer. So he had like 10 bodies, had a good job on like 5th Street down there in Manhattan, I believe, right? Family man. But he was just, on the weekends, he just goes out and kills prostitutes and, things of that nature. And that's the ones that get caught. He got caught. For the most part, this is their mindset, the bloodlust. You see in their manifestos that they read after they shoot up a church, school, movie theater, daycare, whatever. Wherever they think they can get soft targets, that's where they go. And you read the manifesto and the things that are going on inside these people's heads, it's not nothing to be comfortable with. Okay. Let's go to Exodus chapter 3 and verse 9. So what do? You're like, okay, I get it. These people are nuts. There's something wrong with them. They all have at least 2 to 3 dead bodies in their basement, maybe a couple women chained up to some type of metal pole sometimes in their basement, right? They're women, 20, 30 abortions in by the time they're in their 20s. You know what I mean? Gone with the wind. And that's why when abortion, the only reason they said abortion is illegal is because their numbers aren't going anywhere. They're stagnant. They're actually going backwards. You know what I'm saying? And all praise to the Most High, our women been using abortion for birth control for a while. Okay. And that's going to help us out, keeping the law of not killing our unborn children. You know what I mean? As in what they did in ancient Egypt. Now we actually go to the clinic and pay for it in order to happen, because America lies and says, you can't afford this baby. You can't do anything. How old are you? Oh, no way you better take care of this baby. Yeah, we even do it to you for free. You know what I mean? We'll give you a discount. Anything to get Black children not being born. Okay. But the white women went crazy when that happened. Roe versus Wade, they were protesting and marching and everything. How dare you tell me I cannot kill my unborn baby? They were really upset. Okay. So the people we're dealing with haven't changed. The ones that you think have, such and such is good. Until when? Until things get uncomfortable for them. And then what? They're going to let you thrive and them fall apart. Notice in Jim Crow South, they weren't just lynching anybody. They weren't just finding people to lynch. They said, "Oh, hold on, you got a shoe store? Hey, he just raped a white woman. Oh, that person over there, Mo has his own grocery store. Yeah, he raped a white woman too." So the people that they were lynching were successful business owners, people that they were jealous of. Rosewood, they were jealous of people in Rosewood. They were jealous of the people in Tulsa, our people. All right. In South Philadelphia, right? Over there, I believe it's off of South Street. An angry Irish mob got together and burned down the Black neighborhood. But before they did that, they stole everything. They went in the house and looted. So before they tell you that you're looting and, oh, look at this, what's going on? Oh, man, you don't even care about what just happened. You just wanted to loot. They did that. They were the originators of stealing something that's not theirs and then burning down the house. If you see what happened in Ireland, they just burned down Dublin. They say it was a immigrant that stabbed a couple kids. All right. So what does stealing from Foot Locker have to do with bringing them kids back? What does going into department stores and taking clothes have to do with a stabbing from an immigrant, allegedly? Because if we know anything about history, they lie about their reasoning behind stuff. They just wanted to steal. So what do? I'll tell you what we do. Let's bring that out in Exodus chapter 3, verse 9, Baba Gashar.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 3 and verse 9. Now, therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is coming to me, and I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them.
So the cry of the children of Israel came into the Most High's ears. Were they comfortable? No, their taskmasters added on more to them. So how much more does things have to happen to us before we take this crying to the Most High very seriously? You're like, man, I got a job. I don't got to worry about, I ate yesterday. I'm probably going to eat tomorrow. Does the Most High have to take things away from you for you to realize how much trouble we are in? Look at your brother. Look at your sister. Go into your neighborhood where you see the homeless shelters. Notice how that line's getting longer and longer. And notice how it's nothing but your people in there. Today, or might have been yesterday, one of Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's, right-hand man, Charlie, whatever his name is, passed away. He died, right? And, they're mourning. They're mourning him. He's a financial genius. You should have, if you read his book, you know that he knows this and he knows that. But when you look up Berkshire Hathaway and type in redlining, you see what they did in the tri-state area, not just in Philadelphia. It was the tri-state area, how they redlined it, and they have the monopoly of the loans that go out for houses. And they said, if you wanted to move in this house, you had the money and everything, right? You got the credentials, you have the credit score, right? You got the down payment. But they say, no, we're not going to give you that loan. You don't qualify. Well, who's to say who qualifies and who doesn't? Berkshire Hathaway, one of the biggest loan offices in the United States, especially in the tri-state area where a lot of people on the East Coast are stationed. It's pretty evil, and this was last year. This wasn't in 1960 something. This was 1970 something. This was last year. Okay. So what is redlining? Redlining is you can't live over here. You got all the money, you got everything else. You have more better chance than Esau or any other nation to moving into this place. But because of who you are, what you look like, really your nationality, they don't allow you in there. So you got to ask yourself, do I want to continue on with this, to get to pass this? I want to give this to my family. I want to give this to my son. I want to here's your inheritance, America. Everything that I went through, everything my parents went through, my grandparents went through, I'm now giving it to you. Who's fine with that? Who's comfortable to allow that to happen? I'm not. So what do? Do we just get on this call, take down some notes, go to sleep, wake up and pretend like, everything's, as Esau will say, hunky-dory? That everything's all right? No. What did our ancestors do? They cried out to the Most High God. Wasn't, oh God, this is terrible. Please let it stop. All right, I'm going on vacation next month and, I'll be fine. We got short memories and that's a bad thing. Okay. And sometimes, no, the reason why it's a bad thing, because you keep on making the same damn mistake over and over and over again. So you got to write things down. You got to remember that we're in hell. If you're comfortable in hell, there's something wrong with you. Okay. 3 verse 10.
Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt.
So that's how it all got the ball rolling. That's how everything got rolling. Where to start? The taskmaster was adding more to us. We cried out to the Most High, and you know what? He sent Moses and Aaron to get us out of there. Hardened Pharaoh's heart, tore up Egypt, tore it up. Right now, he is tearing up America. Apparently, there's a new, I don't know if I can say the word, but something, it's a V word. You know what I'm talking about? They made everybody get that, I can't say any of that. They gave us a strike on HOI Philadelphia's, another strike, on our YouTube page for something that apparently we said 4 years ago. Don't even remember it. But that's the way Esau's moving. So we got to move accordingly as far as the wording goes. All right. But apparently there's another one popping up in China. There's dogs are getting sick over the country. This is pestilence is happening right now. It's really not that more mainstream, but the more people that start to, get sick or whatever, I think they'll talk about it more.
Hey, Shlaki King.
Go ahead.
And there's a cover up with the airlines because a lot of pilots is still, dropping dead while they're flying. Now think about that. Pilots are getting cardiac arrest and passing out while they're flying you to your destination because of that same thing you can't talk about.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, it's crazy out there.
That's very interesting. It's very interesting because I didn't know that part. You know what I mean? And I had a dream probably about 3 days ago, maybe 4 days ago, and the dream was plane. I didn't know what that meant, but it makes a little bit more sense now. The water. Yeah, and there's something new. Is getting that. That's, and actually the crazy part, this is what the devil this person is. Now, we all talked around people that, you know what I mean, you gotta use your lingo or whatever because you don't want to say certain words. So we're gonna do that right now, right? So yeah, right there, right? They have a commercial, Moderna, right? They got a commercial, and it says in the commercial, it says possible inflammation. It says it like, okay, here's the side effects, and you can get inflamed. I don't want that. I don't know what a inflamed feels like. I don't want it. You can keep that. You can keep your inflamed, your mean, and I'll be all right. But if I say that here, they will say that's false information. That's medical, fallacies. You can't say stuff like that. You're making stuff up. Wait, didn't I just watch it on a commercial?
Hey, Shalaki King,
Go ahead, King.
the people who are making decisions that it's false information or, false medical information don't have medical degrees. They
Right?
just have the policies to shut you down because you're on their platform.
Unbelievable. They actually shut down the doctors. The doctor's like, okay, this is what I have. This is my information. And they say, oh, that's medical misinformation. I'm a doctor. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? And it happened to Esau enough that they're like, yo, that happened to you. That happened to you. And then what happened? Elon Musk, the devil he is, though, but he showed up and he's like, well, we're trying to bring back free speech. Right. So he brought back free speech. And the doctor's like, yo, they kicked me off before you was here and said I was giving out false information. I'm a doctor. This is what I see. This is my practice. I work on hearts. And all of a sudden, the heart rate of, goes up exponentially. That is a devil, man. That is unbelievable. And he says, if you don't get you can't even work. You can't even go into a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? When is enough? When is enough where we just say, you know what? I'm going to spend my free time crying out to the Most High to get this guy out of here. And when are we going to have the confidence to know that the Most High is listening to us? All right, let's go to Psalm chapter 51 and verse 17. And I'm going to talk about that a lot. In this fight, you got to have confidence. You got to be confident in yourself. You're like, well, back when I was 16, I did this. Man, that ain't even important right now. All right, you repented off of that. Okay, this is a time period because what we're going to put on is after a couple more scriptures, right? What we're going to put on is the fight that Esau has been waging with us from jump, as far as television goes. All right. And this goes into our family. This goes, when I say my family, your parents, your grandparents, when television was, when it just started, they made sure we are going to dehumanize, bring down these people, this group of people to the bottom of the bottom. To the bottom of the bottom. That's what they said they're going to do, and they've done it. I believe it's Nate, what's his name? Who made Birth of a Nation? I can't think of his name. Let me see if I can find it.
Bakia.
Ty, go ahead.
Are you talking about the actor that played in it?
Yeah.
Was it Nate Parker?
Yeah, and he the water, Nate Parker, and he was like the producer, director as well. That movie's about to come out. They put it out at the same time as Black Panther. So, hey, let's find out about this mythical, all Black people. Let's find out about this mythical place in Africa because you guys are Africans, blah, blah, blah. Let's not watch this. They put it out at the same time, same weekend. And of course, the media came out and said that, he was raping people in college. He's like, what are you talking about? I was accused It's a difference between being accused and convicted, but people don't know the difference of that. So he was accused in college. How many years ago? They didn't care about that. So Black Panther was packed and everybody's like, yeah, Wakanda forever, Wakanda forever. And of course, that didn't do as well as it should have been, but it's a very good movie, Birth of a Nation. I like how he named it the same as The Birth of a Nation. That was like the first movie that came out, the mainstream or whatever like that. And Woodrow Wilson watched it in the White House. That's how far back this goes. And that movie is about the angry, brutish, oversexed Black man raping the innocent, lovely Edomite woman. So we're going to get into that, how this witchcraft, this propaganda has been ensuing since the beginning, and we're not ignorant of Esau's devices. He could stop tomorrow. He's not, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have to pay. He's definitely going to pay, okay? And we're going to see to it that he pays. Confidently speaking, the Most High is listening to his people, okay? That keep the law, statutes, commandments. We got to make sure that's important. Yeah, you're sinning, you got to get back on track. You're stuck in your sin, you got to get back on track. All right. And when you do, get in the fight. All right. So let's bring that out. Psalm chapter 51 and verse 17, Baba Bashar.
This is the book of Psalms 51 and 17. The sacrifices of Yahweh are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart. O Yahweh, thou would not despise.
God. So this country was made to break us, right? We're very strong people, but we all have to collectively understand that we cannot do this without God. You know what I mean? We're fiercely independent. We have been through the most atrocious things in human history has happened to us, okay, and our ancestors, and throughout the line, okay. But the contrite spirit, you know what I mean, is collapse, broken, right? Contrite heart. The Most High has humbled us, and we should all be very humble. Nothing that we have done has worked thus far. Protests do not work. You cannot ask a psychopath to stop killing you. They're going to continue to murder you. And they're going to laugh at you while you do it. I read the comment section, and when we get shot down by the police, they really turn up. Anything bad happens, they have their dog whistles, and that's from the lowest Edomite up into the politicians with the things that they say. Okay, so there is no winning this fight without the Most High on our side. We have to really understand that. There is no fight without God being on our side. Okay. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 2. 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 1. And this is an important, the women are very important in any nation, right? In our nation, they are extremely important, right? You read the scripture, it says women remain silent in the churches. You have still, obviously, a lot. You provide nutrition for your family. Either your family is going to have health issues, gout, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or they're going to be healthy, they're going to be happy, they're going to be vibrant, their health is going to flourish under what you bring into the house and what you cook. It's either your child is having soda for breakfast and Kool-Aid, or they're drinking some water. They're having some tea. They have a smoothie for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? It's entirely up to you. You're the provider of the food, right? You go to the grocery shopping for the most part in a traditional household. Your husband, if you have a husband, when he leaves out the house and goes into the darkness of this world, of this hell, to get abused by his supervisor. He's not a boss, he's a supervisor, right? Only bosses, man, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But he's not even just dealing with that, just getting to work, going back and forth to work, being at work. Always looked at as being aggressive, always looked at as being oversexed. Always, every negative thing, every negative aspect of life of a person, your husband has to deal with on a daily basis. He can just get paid, have thousands of dollars hanging out of his pocket, but he's going to get followed around Walmart. He's going to get followed around Target. He's going to get followed around the grocery store because they automatically think he's going to steal. And he has to deal with that day in and day out. So knowing that, are you a pillar of rest or you're a pillar of salt? He needs that rest. With Salt, he'll just be at the bar. Leave work, go to the bar. I don't feel like dealing with what she got to say. When he corrects you, do you listen? Or do you give him the silent treatment? Do you not take correction as you should? Is correction grievous? He's trying to rule over me. He's trying to be the boss of me. And then you go to work and your boss is the boss of you and you listen to everything he says. Or do you say, I'm going to work on that, my apologies, So our women you're either building your family up or you're tearing it down. You play a big part in this. All right. And big up to our women, man. You know what I'm saying? Got to put that out there. Our women that are following the law, statutes, commandments, honoring the Sabbath, wearing their fringes, not backbiting, not talking behind other sisters' back. Now look at her head wrap. You know what I mean? Just flowing in the spirit. From reading the word, following the law, statutes, commandments, teaching the children to do stuff. That's important. Because now you turn on the TV, you got Sexy Red. I'm so upset that that's a household name. I can say it and everybody knows exactly who we're talking about. That's embarrassing. You know what I mean? As a culture, like that's terrible. You got Cardi B, you got Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I mean? You got all these women that are prominent apparently in this society, in this wicked Babylonian society, and apparently they got money. Until of course it comes out that they don't, and they ain't pay their taxes, and everything gets repossessed. But right now, that's what our women are looking at. Or the younger women are idolizing some of these women. Okay, one thing I did see, Krishan, she was reading Bible verses on her live, but of course, she started reading it, and immediately 20,000 people just left her live that fast. That's how evil this world is. Hopefully, she can see the light that she's an Israelite and come back to the law, statutes, commandments. Baby steps, So see a little bit of good. We got to encourage things like that. But to be a woman of the Most High, to be the daughter of Zion, you have influence, not just in your household. You don't have to be married. You don't have to have children. You still have influence to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's important. And you cannot let the world dictate that, you're not this or you're not that. You know what I mean? The Most High puts you in the position that you're in right now at this time to make a difference. Okay. So with that being said, let's bring that out. 1 Samuel 2:1, Bubba Shaw.
Con, this is the book of 1 Samuel. You said 2:1, right?
Con.
2, verse 1. And Hannah prayed and said, My heart rejoiceth in the Lord. Mine horn is exalted in the Lord. My mouth is enlarged over mine enemies, because I rejoice in thy salvation.
So go back to chapter 1. It talks about, she inquired of the Lord, for a child, right? And the amazing thing was the Lord remembered her. Okay, remember that the Lord remembered her. Why? Because just because she asked, no, her works on top of that. It's not just asking. If that was the case, then Christians would get whatever they want. But not saying they don't, because Satan is running this world. All right, so the things that they do get, with their Christmas tree in the house and Easter and all these abominable pagan holidays that they follow, Satan gives out gifts too. But a sister like this is like a ruby, and you don't just find rubies on the ground. So you sisters, know your worth, know how important you are, and know that the Most High is listening to you. All right. And, play your part in bringing down this society, bringing down this Edomite lifestyle of, oh, you're a, can't say the name, can't say the word. You're a transformer. Here, you can get a job working in my administration in the United States government. No qualifications necessary, but just the fact we need diversity and, quotes for diversity, because diversity now just means, you like dogs, you're diverse because you married your plant. And we're proud of that. So living in this type of atmosphere, for you to continue on following the law, statutes, commandments, make sure you go to the Most High and watch the sparks fly, okay? But of course, we got to have the confidence to do so. All right, let's go to St. Matthew, chapter 17, verse 17. Be confident, all right? What did the Most High say, what did in the Maccabees, manfully, you know what I'm saying? Not to the sisters, obviously, but be confident. And what did the Most High say to Job? Be a man, gird up their loins like a man, okay? But to our sisters, be confident. The Most High hears you, okay? All right, let's bring that out. Matthew 17 and 17.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 17 and 17. Then Yahweh answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me.
Wait, Slakia. 17 and 17? No, my fault. Let me see where I'm at. My bad. Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. 17.
You want me to read it over again?
Please.
Okay. This is the book of Matthew 17 and 17. Then Yahweh answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me.
So the situation, this person had a devil in him, right? He had a devil in him. Okay. So they're like, we can't do nothing with him, right? Go ahead, verse 18.
And Yahweh rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour.
Go ahead.
Then came the disciples to Yahweh apart and said, Why could not we cast him out?
Why we tried to do it, it didn't work. What happened? Go ahead.
And Yahweh said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you.
So just a mustard seed. Do you know what I'm saying? And what was it? It's like, yeah, what was Yahweh's exact quote, right? Because of your unbelief. So that's why we got to have confidence when we say it's like, confident, be confident. Know that you're like, I think we're the Israelites. I think we're God's chosen people. You got to stop thinking and you got to know. You got to have it 100% ingrained in your mind that all these curses you can see happening today. You know what I'm saying? Those Jewish people over there, they're like, yeah, we don't have any help. Even though we get billions of dollars from the United States and warplanes and nuclear weapons, which we say we don't have. We've been bombing Gaza back to the Stone Age. You know what I mean? They have everything they need. They don't need a savior. They need people to save. They need people to save. For them to get saved from them. You know what I'm saying? Because they have everything that they need. Okay. And it's a beautiful time. Just not to go off topic, but they're obviously being pegged as the son of perdition because they're just destroying hospitals and schools and laughing about it and making TikTok videos about it. So the whole world is realizing, hold on, like they know by now that they're not the real Jews, and they're getting the message as we speak. Okay. But nothing shall be impossible unto you. Go ahead. Can you read 21?
Shalaki King.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they complain that they don't have help. They don't have enough. They complain about like everything, man.
Yes.
And they're so wicked. They will murder their parents and then complain that they're an orphan.
Menendez, right?
That's who they are, man. They'll kill their parents and then say, "Oh my gosh, feel sorry for me. I'm an orphan."
God, that mind state is very difficult to grasp. You know what I mean? From normal people's perspective, and they own the media. They own. It's funny the stuff that Kanye West was saying. They're coming back and they're like, "Damn, maybe Kanye was right." Of course he was. And Kanye, we understand that something 12 tribes of Judah. Like Kanye didn't have the whole package really going into the fight against these people, but when he was talking about how wicked they are, like, yeah, they are. You have people that they got allegedly, right? They got kidnapped by Hamas. They have a campaign. Who can afford to do this? They have a campaign where they have the pictures of the people that got kidnapped and they're putting them up all over the damn country, right? So they put them up in New York, wrapped them all around with tape. They have people just waiting for people to go and take them down. So they just show up, allegedly, somehow they just show up out of nowhere, right? So like these people don't work. This is their job. You know what I'm saying? You have to go to work and do this. This is what they do. They sit across the street and wait for somebody to walk and start taking it down. And they get out their phone. They're like, "Hey, what are you doing? Why are you taking down this wanted poster from somebody that's kidnapped 1,000 miles away that way?" Like you have a wanted poster or something, or look out for this child on your cereal box, or just back in the day, they had on milk cartons and stuff. Normally there was somewhere in the vicinity, like, you know what I'm saying? Or at least in the country, you know what I'm saying? But these people are in a tunnel in Gaza. Why do I have to see a kidnapping poster of somebody in Gaza that's 1,000 miles away? So not only do they film these people, right? they put it up online. They're like, who's this person? We got to find them so they can get fired from their job, and we'll shame them and da-da-da-da because they don't like little Jewish children, right? So they find out the person's name, get them fired. You know what I mean? If they're in school, they smear their name. You know what I mean? And this is supposed to get hearts and minds. You know what I mean? But it just shows more and more that these people are just wicked. You know what I mean? And they have resources all over the place. New York Post. Look at this person. Do you know who this is? Why is somebody that took down a missing person's poster in the New York Post? Did anything else happen in New York of substance? You know what I mean? Did they talk about gentrification in New York? Did they talk about drug abuse in New York? They're talking about taking this person and smearing their name that took off a poster off of a damn pole or whatever. Michael Rappaport. That's it. He's like, he might as well be like Thomas Jefferson. You can have sex with black women. That don't make you down. You know what I'm saying? Like Thomas Jefferson was all about that. And he owned hundreds of slaves. You know what I'm saying? So Michael Rappaport, hey man, so listen, we got to come to grips with something. None of these people,
King.
None of these people can come to the cookout. None of them. Go ahead, King.
You're saying that's what not George Jefferson, Shalaki. That's what Jefferson was all about. That's what the whole nation was about. They literally had laws that you could not rape a black woman. Right? You having sex with a black woman against her will was not rape. It doesn't matter how young she was, because you couldn't rape your property. You couldn't violate your property. So they all did it, and they made it law. So this is who they all are, man. They're just wicked as hell. You know, and to the point of, like you said, once you own the news, you determine what is newsworthy. You own all the news channels, publications, print or media is owned by them in the whole world, not just the country. It's owned by them. So they literally determine what you see, what you hear, and how much of it you see and hear. They're the propaganda masters, man. Are you?
Excellent point. Excellent point. Yeah, Thomas Jefferson is one out of all of them. You know what I mean? Michael Rappaport, hey man, yo, listen. He tried to talk like us, man. Sit your corny, pale, pasty, you know what I mean? Like all this skin's peeling in front, like go sit down somewhere. You know what I mean? But this is how, oh, Remy's cool. It's Remy. No, Remy is Remy. I'm not the man. You're not the man. I'm the man. He's the same Remy. That's art imitating life. That's Remy. You know. And what happened to Remy? Blew his damn head off, man. So that's the, they're getting there. Like they're falling apart. You know what I'm saying? These people, wow. You know what I mean? We don't do that. We don't do that. Enjoy this as it plays out. All right. But get into this fight though. All right. Get into this fight. Okay, let's go to St. Matthew chapter 17, verse 15. Let's go up to 15.
This is the book of Matthew 17 and 15. Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic and sore vexed, for oftentimes he falleth into the fire and oft into the water.
So we're gonna go further into that, the fire and the water, right? And it's lunatic. That name comes from like the lunar. Now that people say, oh, that guy's a lunatic, meaning when the moon is full, their emotions go haywire. Okay. So if anybody ever worked in a hospital, a school, or around the public where it's a bunch of people, any situation like that, and you start noticing people acting kind of crazy when you're like, hold up, is a full moon out? And they're like, yeah, it is a full moon, because it messes with people's emotions, just like the moon deals with the waves, you know what I mean, like the high tide and everything. The full moon is a high tide. Most of our body's made from water, so some people it really affects them, you know what I'm saying? And if you never thought about that, maybe look into that. You start looking like, man, everybody's going crazy. What's going on? Like, is it a full moon? Yeah. So let's break these things down, you know what I mean? And where we should be in this fight. Okay. Not being able to control our emotions is not helping anybody. If you can't control your emotions, you are at the whim of anybody. Anybody that has a brain can have you going left, right. They can have you on a string as a puppet because they know how to work you. They know how to work the system of you. You know what I mean? You are flesh. You can get angry. You can get happy. People can treat you good in order to take something from you. They could treat you bad and then build you up and then take something from you and have you going all around the world in 80 days. And you don't even realize what happened. So you have to control your emotions. If somebody wants to get you mad, you got to peep that. Like, you're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Someone, hold on, he's trying to get me upset. Nice try. You know what I'm saying? That's the key in this fight. Okay. And let me play this video. So let me give a disclaimer. This is fair use, Esau. Okay, it's fair use. It's a teaching moment. Do not take this down, weirdos. All right. But also, just like the Emmett Till video, might get you upset. A little bit of anger is good. Too much anger, you're not thinking straight. Okay. So don't go off the handle. But this is what.
Hey, Shalaki K.
Go ahead.
They were blocking the Emmett video while I was playing it in the beginning on Facebook. Not Facebook, sorry, YouTube.
You imagine
they're blocking it.
We're stuck. It's the way, the world of the internet. You can put anything. It is billions of videos on YouTube. You telling me out of the billions of videos, they're just blocking everything that we put up? There's somebody in China putting up stuff on YouTube. They're like, I don't care about you. There's somebody in Bangladesh putting up stuff on YouTube. They're like, whatever. How to make curry soup. Whatever. Okay. We put it up. As it's on, they're like, nope.
Nope. Yep, they'll block it.
Nope. How dare you? How dare you try to tell others about your oppression? These people are sick. And you know what? The reason why I want you to understand this before we go any further, right? That HOI, this isn't a game. You know what I'm saying? We're not here for entertainment. This isn't fun. You know what I'm saying? We're here to deliver a message. Okay? And the reason why the message is important, because you never know when you're going to have the internet again. You don't know if an EMP, whatever, you know what I mean? Electronic, I always mess this up. Electronic, you know what I'm talking about. When they blow up the satellites and all of a sudden there's no more lights, there's no more heat, there's no more running water, there's no more this, there's no more that. Now it's like, oh shit, they were serious. You know what I'm saying? What do I do now? So that's why, we ask you to take notes. That's why we say, when you got to say Khan, you sitting there doing your nails like, Khan, look, go to the scripture, highlight the scripture in your Bible. You don't want to highlight in your Bible, write it down. You don't want to write it down. Why not? You're going to need these things. Okay. It's something that you got to go over and it's repetitive. Okay, it's not like, oh, I heard it once, so I'm fine. No, go over these things, okay? Because as you see what they're doing, we're not going to have any YouTube channels, you know? And when the lights go out, ain't going to be none of that anyway. It's going to be what you know now in that time period when everything goes dark. And you see what they're doing now. So you can imagine what that's going to be like. So once again, Esau, this is fair use, teaching moment. All right. Okay, so this is controlling your emotion and seeing what this is what the Edomites, how they operate. Through crafty counsel and witchcraft. Slocky, that's not it. Slocky, okay, here we go. Let me know if you can hear it. You can't hear anything now. It's just words when it comes on. Can you hear that?
Not hearing anything yet.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Okay, hold on.
This is the black. Sounds like it's coming through now.
No.
No, it's good. I heard something just now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay.
Presenting for the first time the Pullman Porter Shoe Polish Variety Program.
Can you see it?
There's just
Okay.
an icon on the screen.
Oh, okay,
or
okay, okay.
An image on the screen.
Let me rewind it. All right, something isn't right. Let me try it again, y'all. Slocky. Could you read the beginning? Did that come up? The words in the beginning? It was always the icon.
Yeah, it's coming up now.
Okay, Con. Here we go.
This is the Black Network Company.
Can you hear?
Con. Presenting for the first time the Pullman Porter Shoe Polish Variety Program.
That Miss Nana? Now listen, Gates, you run along and shake yourself. This pie ain't ready yet. Well, what kind of is that, Miss Nana? That's the blackbird pie. Oh, a blackbird pie? There ain't no such thing as a blackbird pie. Well, don't you contradict me. Don't you remember that song I used to sing for you when you were a little chicken? There's a reason why. Cause the master says to take the blackbird to make the sweetest kind of pie.
The audio kind of stopped, King.
You said the audio stopped?
Yeah, at least on my side. I don't know if for everyone.
It's weird. Okay. Unbelievable. So we'll chalk that up as Esau because I could hear it. But you kind of get the picture, right? We're all on the same page. Notice there were a lot of cartoons. So with the cartoons, who watches cartoons? Children watch cartoons. It wasn't just for us to keep us down and keep us oppressed, even though, of course, that was part of it. It was also to uplift the white segment of society and say that, look at these people, they're baboons, they eat chicken and watermelon and they're oversexed and, mammy, all she's supposed to do is just clean up and they dance and they're entertainment for you. This is what they're teaching to children. They don't have to physically say that, but it's implied, and a lot of things are implied. It was very blatant, you know what I mean? But now a lot of things are also blatant and also implied. So what we got to do, of course, reading about the lunatic, is keep our wits about us, all right, and stay in the fight. Those things are meant to throw you off. They're meant to have you lose focus. The focus is the kingdom, and they got to get out of here. They're not going to be in any kingdom with us. I mean, of course, they're going to be serving in that kingdom and being enslaved in that kingdom, but they have to get beat down to size. And who's going to do that? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right. Let's go to stay in Matthew. We're going to go to chapter 7, verse 13. And we're going to combine Matthew and Ezra's with as far as the gate goes, straight gate. All right. We got to stay focused. We got to not go to the left, go to the right. We got to remain focused. Okay. In order to stay in this fight. Because a lot of our brothers and sisters, they lost focus, and they're worried about other things, and that is something that is unfortunate. America can get us encapsulated in whatever they want us to be encapsulated in, without us realizing that we got to get in this fight. Okay. So let's bring that out. Matthew chapter 7, verse 13.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7 and 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat.
So, you know, wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. You know what I mean? Worried about the new sneakers that are coming out. I'm stand in line and get a pair of Nikes because everybody's doing. I need the new titanium iPhone. This, oh man, the Eagles are gonna play the Cowboys. This should be good. I mean, the Giants, they won their game and they're doing. No, that's not. That's why. That's what everybody's talking about. That's what everybody's saying. And you know why? Because, like Shemai was bringing out, they own the media. Worldwide ownership of the media. Do you know what I mean? So what it ultimately comes down to is that whatever everybody's talking about, that's because they want them to talk about that. All right. It's very crafty. It's highly sophisticated. You know what I mean? No accident. Okay, everybody on this side of the world is going to be watching TV at this time, so we're going to put this commercial on. You know what I mean? Everybody is going to be home on a Sunday at this time, so we're going to put this show on. It's no accident these things come on. You know what I mean? You look at just the commercials. You know what I'm saying? That now I have children, I'm looking at the commercials, and I'm like, damn, by the time he's, in his teenage years, he already seen 10,000 people die just off the strength of the commercials. They got these commercials with the movies and everything, and somebody's blowing up, and this person's getting shot. I'm like, damn, that's on a commercial? Like, what are we doing here? But they own that, right? So the narrative is what they want it to be. For example, while I talk, well, never mind. Hold on. We're going to go to the next verse. But I noticed, right, I watched this Get Gotti, right? It was on Netflix. And they had a wire in his house, right? 9 times out of 10, everybody's phone's being bugged in, Israel anyway. So just chalk that up, right? You don't have to say everything you say anyway, But anyway, they weren't getting what they wanted, right? They can't have the person bugged for 30 days without any criminal activity because they had to go back to the judge, so forth and so on, and get it rewritten or whatever, right? So they said, we're going to tickle the wire. I'm like, what is that? Tickle the wire means they had America's Most Wanted talk about the Paul Castellano in New York is a mob boss, his hit, which Gotti did. They know he did it. They couldn't prove it, right? They had them talk about it on America's Most Wanted. That means the FBI just goes to the damn America's Most Wanted, like, yo, put this on. They're like, okay. They're one and the same. This is a government-issued propaganda machine. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talks about North Korea. North Korea is so terrible. What about America? How can the FBI go to the damn America's Most Wanted and tell them what they want to put on there, and they put it on like the next day, or the very next day? I'm looking like, damn, this is crazy. So I say that to say a lot of social conditioning takes place over that daggone TV. You know what I mean? And there's no accident, the stuff that they put on there. So we wanted to get in that straight gate. Okay. Go ahead. Can you read verse 14?
Verse 14, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
And imagine that you every day you wake up, I'm not sinning. You know your sins, you know yourself, you know what sets you off, right? For instance, I smoke cigarettes, and I know when I wake up, I want a cigarette. When I go in the car, I want a cigarette. I just have breakfast, I want a cigarette. You have to know yourself. It's not like, damn, I don't know why, but I want a cigarette. I know I wanted one because I'm in the car now. You know what I'm saying? Those are my pairings. You know what I mean? I paired the car with a cigarette, yada, 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 right? I say that to say we have to be very aware of ourselves and what sets us off. What leads us down the path to sinning? Is it alcohol? Does alcohol make you have to call up with the big head text? Yo, what's up, big head? 2 o'clock in the morning, what you doing? Then maybe you got to cut that out. You know what I'm saying? Is it when you hang around this certain person? You know, he's like, hey, man, come on. We're going to go. I know you in that Israelite stuff, but we just going to go to the strip club real quick, man. You could wake up the strippers there. And you like, yeah, I could wake up some strippers. You have to know what sets you off, who you hanging around with, what's influencing you. You know what I'm saying? And be aware of yourself, because we got to get in that narrow part of the world. We can't be broad. We can't be like everybody else. We got to get to that narrow part where we're not sinning. We're not going to the left. We're not going to the right. We're going straight into this kingdom. You know what I mean? And we're going to get more into that. It says the kingdom of heaven is within you. All right, let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 7. And let's see. 3, 4. 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 5.
This is the book of Second. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and 5. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it?
Oh, Slakia. 6, Slakia.
God. Verse 6. There is also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things.
Go ahead.
The entrance thereof is narrow and set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water.
So we're trying to get into this kingdom. All right. You have fire on the right hand and on the left, deep water. And the same problem the lunatic was facing. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. He got fire, he falls into the fire, he falls into the water. Okay, go ahead.
And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
So one man. Why can't it be you? That's my question. In this fight, how come it can't be you? If it takes one man at once to go between that so small, you know what I mean? That the Most High literally has to wake you up out of your sleep, right? Out of this matrix, and have you on that right path where there's no more excuses. You know unequivocally that every thought that you think, the Most High is listening. You know that. You don't think it. You know that. You know that there's angels in a room with you, and you're by yourself. You by yourself, but you know there's angels in the room with you, watching you. Everything you do, everything's being documented. You know this. You know, if that's the case, and the Most High can hear your thoughts, and there's angels in the room with you, you're surrounded. Whether if you in sin, they ain't the good angels. You know what I mean? You can have evil angels around you, just vexing you more and more. All right. But you're on point. You following the law, statutes, commandments. You honoring the Sabbath. You keeping the feast days. You doing everything. You eating the right foods. You doing what you're supposed to do. Why can't it be you go through that? What's stopping you? Is it sin? Is it your lack of confidence? Is it because you think that you're just going to be a spectator in this whole thing? Look around you. It's just us. Now, I know a lot of people know that they're Israelites, but that doesn't mean they do anything about it. That doesn't mean they follow the Sabbath. That doesn't mean they wear their fringes. That doesn't mean that they treat their brother and their sister as they want to treat themselves. It doesn't mean that they eat the proper foods. They just know I'm an Israelite. Yeah, I think Kanye said something about that. Yeah, I know I'm an Israelite. But you know, and you practice, and you do When I say practice, meaning like you rehearse the righteous acts. Why can't it be you that goes through there one at a time? Ask yourself that, and then ask, don't just hear it and forget about it. When you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, how come it can't be me? Why not me? We gotta have confidence, Israel. We have confidence that how about Shemal Shai is waking us up in these last days. All right. And we're it. This is the few, the proud. Okay. You see your family ain't wearing fringes. Nobody at your job is wearing fringes. Nobody else is trying to take off during the feast days and the Sabbaths. It's just you. You get on a crowded train, get in a crowded mall. You are lucky if you see one other Israelite that says Shalom. When I say lucky, meaning like it's very, very, very rare. Okay. So it's you. You have to do this. This is the fight. Get into the fight. He said fasting's important. Fasting is how they got the lunatic spirits off the lunatic. You have to be fasting. You have to be praying. You have to be crying out to Yahweh Shemal Shai. You have to be keeping the law, statutes, commandments. All right, let's get into the fight. Can you read the next verse? Verse 9.
If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
So you got to go through these things. We got to go through these things, but we cannot be like the lunatic and fall into the fire and fall into the water, letting our emotions go, have us swaying back and forth like a drunken man. We got to be firm. We got to be set. We got to be like soldiers. All right. We're in a season of Hanukkah. You know what I mean? The season of the Maccabees, season of vengeance. This is a very serious time period that we're going into as far as the feast days go, but in general, in period, in the world, this is serious. You got to get into the fight. You got to take this thing serious. You got to have that fire in you. You know what I mean? Look at that. Look at what they showed our grandmothers, and it showed us. It's people old enough on this call that seen those cartoons. That witchcraft that they putting out there, saying that our people are just buffoons. This is a fight. They don't see you as human. Can you imagine that? They don't even think you feel pain. Like you can do whatever you want to. Like Shemai was saying, you can rape the women. What do you mean? They like it or whatever. They're property. They're oversexed. The men are oversexed. That's why they enjoy getting assaulted by us. Is what Esau says. This is a fight. This is a fight to the death. And if you go into a fight and you're afraid to die, you shouldn't be in that fight. You know what I mean? The boxers get into the ring, MMA fighters get into the ring, knowing that past fights, people that haven't walked out of those rings, they get hit, they get into a coma, they could mess up their spinal cord, you know what I mean, their neck, and they could go into a coma and die. So if you know that and you get into a ring and you scared to, throw a punch, you just running around the ring, you shouldn't be there because you're going to get yourself hurt. So in this ring, if you're afraid to die, it's not for you. Who wants to die in this world and then have Yahweh Shemal Shai, you sit there in front of the judgment seat. They're like, man, get away from me. Depart from me. I don't know you. Oh, but I did this and I did that. I told my uncle that he was an Israelite. I did this. Get away from me. Who wants that? You want to hear you did well, you did good. You fought the good fight.
Yeah, Shalaki King.
Go ahead.
As you were bringing out that the lunatic falling into the fire and the water, you know, it just shows the levels of trouble that's going to come your way, right? Sometimes the trouble is going to be water, right? And the way you fight in water is different than the way you fight in fire. You know, Shapa just almost, you know, pretty much had his house burned down. Fire can destroy in seconds. And you understand when you're fighting with fire, you just can't throw water on any fire. Certain fires, just like Shapa's house, that was a grease fire. You can't throw water on that, right? So if as you say, if all you're doing is all you're and you're not do or you're not even fasting, it's a major problem, because when that certain fire comes and you only know certain precepts but you don't fast, you know, it's like you trying to fight Godzilla with with a water gun or something. It ain't gonna work, right? And then I was thinking like, oh, the fire and the water is like, damn, the first destruction was with water. The second destruction is with fire. That little verse has a whole lot of different things inside of it compacted in there. You know, so yeah, that fire and water is major, man. And on the point of the women, I mean, they literally said because of the shape of the women, you know, their breasts and their hips and all of that stuff, it means they're oversexed. So they didn't really rape you, you wanted it, you know, because look at how you're shaped. It means you're shaped for having sex. So, you know, yeah, she wanted it. Look at her body. Look at her face. Look how cute she is. She wanted it. It wasn't me. I just couldn't control myself. I'm an innocent white man. So that's the kind of stuff that was going on, man. I yield.
Con, and I'm reading this book called Stamped from the Beginning. Right now, there's a documentary on, I believe, on Netflix. It's like an hour and some change. I advise you to check it out. The book obviously is a lot more detailed, and it's just like this book came out in 13 such and such and 15 such and such, like, and this said, you know, it was really baby steps towards where we're at as far as the hyper violent, over sexualized, you know, animalistic that they see us in. And you know, it just shows that you know, the way they see us is, you'd be surprised, maybe on here you probably be surprised, like, you know, just not human, you know, not human. And when you dehumanize somebody, you can do anything to them. You know, I believe they said out of the, you know, like George Floyd, like the guy, Derek Chauvin, the reason why cops don't get stabbed in prison is because they don't go to prison for killing us. It doesn't happen. He's like the first, he's like, they talked about like, yeah, it's the fastest time we ever put anybody in jail that's a cop. And they knew because everything, you know, people were tearing stuff up. But at the same time, you go back, when's the last time a cop went to jail for killing a so-called black man? You know, Ephraim, you know, up here in North Philly, got shot. His name was Eddie. He got shot from a cop named Mark Dow. And Mark Dow, he went to the preliminary hearing and he said, "Oh, you can go home. Case dismissed." The hell you mean case dismissed? He shot the man in cold blood. He had no gun. He was sitting in the car. They lied on the police report. Didn't matter. You know what I mean? So Judah and Ephraim, Northern and Southern Kingdom, are vexed together. You know, like it says in Jeremiah. All right. So these people have really pegged us, you know, and stamped from the beginning as being less than human. So what can we do? We're here. We live in America. We got to fight. We got to fight the good fight. You know what I mean? Somebody like Malcolm X, I never met him. Even though he wasn't an Israelite, he knew he was an Israelite, but he still kept going on with the Islam and everything, right? But I got a lot of respect for that brother. You know what I mean? Because he fought back. You know, never met him before. Was born way after he died. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's the I would expect, you know, to want to aim to have that type of recognition among my people if I did die in this walk and I died in this truth. You know, that's honorable. It's rather than getting shot selling crack in a crack house, or selling weed on the corner. You know what I mean? Like that's not honorable. That's not a way I want to go out. And I hope everybody on this call and watching feels the same way, man. You know, go hard or don't go at all. All right. Okay, let's go to 1 Corinthians 2, verse 7. All right. Yeah, because we in the last days. So what are we holding back for? You know what I mean? When I mean holding back, I mean when you pray, pray. You know, when you meditate, meditate. You know, when you fast, fast. Don't I'll do it next week. Who's guaranteeing next week? You know, the Most High, he's gonna send his son back on I'll tell you what day, a day ending in Y. That's the day he's gonna send his son back. So we don't know what day it is, but damn it, it's only 7 days out the week. And one of them days where you think you're gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, you're gonna hear the trumpet, you're gonna hear the sky crack open, you be like, damn, I should have fasted last week. I should have did this. We can't have no shoulda, woulda, couldas. It's all or none. All right. Let's bring that out. 1 Corinthians 2, verse 7, Baba Kashar.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 2, and verse 7. But we speak the wisdom of Yahweh in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, which Yahweh ordained before the world unto our glory.
So this hidden wisdom we have in the scriptures, you know, see what our ancestors did. You know, Paul, by the time he was walking the earth, he was looking at the Old Testament. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, well, Paul, he said this. Paul was writing the New Testament, the so-called New Testament, while he was on earth. You know, Paul said this and Paul said that. When Paul said, go, you know, study and show ourselves to prove, he was talking about the Old Testament. All right. So we have a lot of information that, you know, from the wisest, Solomon, you know, we can learn about wisdom. You know, it's so many amazing things in the scriptures, you know. And one thing we got to keep in mind, that God does these things. You look at all the people that prayed and all the people that fasted and all the people that did this, and they went to pray to the Most High God. He took care of things. He's the Mike Tyson's punch out that nobody can beat. He's the one that's going to take everybody out, you know? And we get closer to him and stop sinning, stop playing games, stop pretending like there's a reset button in life. We will be able to have a close personal contact relationship with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, where he's listening to us, where as we pray to him, and he's responding to our prayers. With that level of spiritual gifts, this place is done. You know what I mean? Joey, what's his name? I forget his name. Some Italian guy from New Jersey said, just give me 3 people. 3 people, I'll take over the whole country. I don't need a whole bunch of people. Paraphrasing. And you're done. You're done. You know what I'm saying? So we got to aim to be in that level of spiritual gifts that the Most High disposed upon us, where we can pray for something and it happens. We got to get in that narrow straight. All right, one at a time. But you can be that one. Why not? Okay, let's go to 2 Timothy's chapter 3 and verse 4.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and 4. Traitors, heady,
oh wait, hold on.
high-minded.
Slocky, that's not it. My bad. Maybe it's 1 Timothy's. Let me see. No, that's not it either. Where did I go wrong? Unbelievable. Okay, Salakia. 2 Timothy's 2, verse 4. My bad.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, and verse 4. No man that rareth entangleth himself with the affairs. My bad, warreth. Entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please himself who have chosen him to be a soldier.
So if it's time you going to war and you worried about did Usher and come on, man. Listen. Now I'll tell you like this though, people are getting exposed, so it's not like we can't talk about it, but we talking entangling yourself, like, yo, what happened next? Did Keke Palmer go back with her boyfriend? Oh man, let me follow her on Twitter and everything she says. You're entangling yourself with the affairs of life. Who cares? You know what I mean? Eve was going off and Jake was going off with Usher talking about making a song about, I heard your boyfriend's looking for me. Both of them, you know what I'm saying? Off. Off as hell. And then come to find out, Usher was living with Diddy when he was 13. What the hell did he see while he was there? And where was his parents at? You know what I'm saying? Diddy's 3 lawsuits in right now, to my understanding. So when I say the affairs are like entangled in, but just know that people are being judged. Hold on, let me see. I wrote it down. How many people? Jamie Foxx, L.A. Reid, Jerry Jones, Diddy, Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, Jimmy Iovine, Axl Rose, Cuban Gooding Jr., Governor Andrew Cuomo. All these people are getting sexual assault charges or, have been in the news for sexual allegations. Okay. Now, you realize people are getting judged. Everything that's done in the light is coming or done in the dark is coming to the light. Okay. Now, to entangle yourself in this, we're warring against Satan and his angels, and his messengers. All right. We're in a fight. This is a fight. All right. So we can't get lost in, Hollywood, what's it called? Access Hollywood and all that, and you finding out what this actress said and that actress, man, that's still the world. You know what I mean? Let's focus in on what we need to do to accomplish our goals. Fasting, praying, crying out to the Most High, following the laws, statutes, commandments. All those things are crucial in this fight. Having a knife and stabbing in the air is not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Polishing off your gun, looking at it and not doing anything that I just said, you know what I mean? That's not doing anything. You're getting ready to go to war with somebody who's been waiting to chew you up and spit you out since the day you were born. You got to have some spiritual powers on your side to get in this fight. But let's go to first 2 Timothy. What was that? 3 verse 4. That's funny. It's just
that's 2 verse 4.
No. The first one I called 3 verse 4. It was an accident.
That was 3-4.
Con, can you read that?
Con. This is 2 Timothy 3 and 4. Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures, more than lovers of Yahweh.
Yeah, we gotta Con. So we have to this is things that are happening in the last days. You know what I'm saying? Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High God, Yahweh. You know what I mean? People that were trade on you, heady, high-minded. You know what I'm saying? This is what we see in society. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, can you read verse 5?
Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from search, turn away.
So turn away. All right. Now, I will say Yahweh Shai pulled that scripture because that was an accident. You know what I mean? But since we it's already written, let's read it. All right, let's go to Sirach chapter 39 and verse 5. We're going to get into some of the wisdom, right? Sirach, that's a very wise book. Wisdom of Solomon, very wise book. Ecclesiastes, very wise book. All right, there's a lot of wisdom in this book, but this is something that is important in this fight. All right, so let's bring that out. Sirach 39, verse 5. Bubba Shah.
This is the book of Sirach 39 and verse 5. He will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him, and will pray before the Most High, and will open his mouth in prayer and make supplication for his sins.
So we're praying, we're making supplication for our sin. You know what I mean? All right. These are all crucial things in this fight. And give his heart to resort early in the Lord. Okay. Give your mind over to the Most High God. The Most High God is using you as a vessel. You know what I mean? Don't have Satan using you. Have the Most High use you. All right. Go ahead. Read next verse.
When the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentences and give thanks unto the Lord in his power.
In his prayer, right?
Oh, my bad, prayer.
So having it's the Most High's will when these things happen. Okay, it's the Most High's will, but it's not like, damn man, I've been keeping the law, statutes, commandments for like 4 days straight. Like, how come I'm not feeling anything? How come I'm not doing this? You have to keep on going. You have to keep on enduring. You have to keep on giving gratitude. Yeah, how about Shem Yahushua? That you're still breathing. You gotta be happy with some people would consider the small things, or you might consider the small things, but some people consider that's huge. You got your health, that's huge. You know what I'm saying? You're not sleeping outside, that's huge. They got in Chicago, the brothers coming up from Venezuela and other countries, 10 tribes, they're sleeping outside in Chicago weather. You know, you got to look at the bigger picture and have gratitude. How about Shem outside? If you are sleeping outside, but you woke up this morning, do you know what I'm saying? You're still here, you know. So, you know, and you know, the Most High's will to fill you with the spirit of understanding that the stuff that you're going through ain't for no reason, ain't no accident. It might be because of something you did. It might be because the Most High is just is making you ready for this fight. You know, maybe everybody's gonna be outside soon, and you already got a leg up right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it says, you know, we could be pilgrims on the land, like it says in Ezra, 2nd Ezra 16th chapter. All right. And it'd be time to pour out wise sayings. This is when the Most High wills. When He wills it, that's when, you know, go through that you're going to take that step through, you know, that narrow path. But one thing you got to stay away from is sin. Sin will get you knocked off into the fire, to the water. All right, can you read the next verse?
He shall direct his counsel and knowledge, and in his secrets shall he meditate.
All right, so you're meditating in the secrets of Yahweh Shem Shai, okay, and the wise sayings and the things that, you know, people can't see, you know, might see it on the surface level, but the Most High gives you insight into deeper meanings. You know what I'm saying? You could tell somebody and they're like, I don't get it. They're not meant to get it. You know, it's like the hidden manna. You know, this is hidden food given by angels to feeding you. Okay. Can we read verse 8?
He shall shew forth that which he hath learned, and shall glory in the law of the covenant of the Lord.
We glory in the covenant of Slaki. Glory in the law of the covenant of the Lord. Okay, that law opens up doors. You know what I'm saying? And show forth we had to learn. one thing I learned, meditation is a cheat sheet. You know what I mean? Is when I can get quiet, when I can get in a space where I can listen, and more likely just stop thinking all the time. You know what I mean? It's a space that is I can get close to the Most High God. I can tell him what I'm thinking, what I'm going through. If he could give me some more wisdom, give me some more knowledge, give me some more understanding, that's the time that I talk to him. So, from my perspective, meditation is a cheat sheet. And I think all Israelites should meditate. I'm not going to push everybody to meditate, but I just say it's a good idea, and you clear all the cobwebs, something that you did wrong back in you were 16, 17 years old. It might just come to you, boom. You know what I mean? Like, Dad, I got to repent from that. I didn't even realize, you know what I mean? But opening up doors in your mind, your mind's very powerful. You just got to know how to use it and not overuse it. You see what's on TV and all this other stuff that we just, the cartoons, it's just to push you back, not realize how much gifts the Most High already gave you. You just got to open them up. All right. Let's go to Matthew 18, verse 19, Baba Gashar. A couple more scriptures. Wind it down.
This is the book of Matthew 18, verse 19. Again, I say to you that if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them of my Father which is in heaven.
That's plain upon tables. All right. He wrote it because he meant it. He said it because he meant it. It's written because he meant it. You understand? So if we are focused on getting this damn Edomite out of here, okay? Like it says, he says earlier, man, listen, you can move mountains. How about Mount Seir? We gonna move Mount Seir? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, when David prayed, the Most High, he said a earthquake happened. You know what I mean? Shook the earth. And he says, you had a seed, the faith of a mustard seed, it could move mountains. How about Mount Seir? That's the main mountain. I don't have any mountains I really want to move other than that dusky Edomite. How about you? What you want to do? But now we're gonna be on the same page. You can't be praying to win the damn lottery and then saying, oh yeah, I want this Edomite kingdom to fall. Hold up. You want to have $500 million, or do you want this Edomite kingdom to fall? Because once you get your $500 million, you might say, man, Esau ain't that bad. He's just misunderstood. So are we on the same page or are we not? Are we waiting till the Most High continues to allow this Edomite to destroy us further till we realize that the taskmasters are adding on more and more, and then we're going to say, oh God, please get this Edomite out of here? Or are we saying, yo, he got to go? I ain't got to wait. I seen all I've seen. From Emmett Till to Trayvon Martin to everybody in between. I've seen enough. This Edomite got to go. And of course, two-thirds got to go too before him. But this Edomite, I really don't like them. Let's go to St. John chapter 14, verse 13. Go ahead.
Shalaki King, before you move over, you were saying you don't want to tell everyone to meditate. They should, but you don't want to tell them. I want to encourage you to keep telling them. Right? Because give me Psalms 1 and 2.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
Read from verse 1 again. So Sherlock, read from verse 1.
Psalms verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of the sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Verse 2, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night.
There you go. So it is a good thing to meditate on the Most High's word, his law, his statutes, his commandments, day and night. Right? Who sang that song? I only think of you on 2 occasions. That's day and night. That's how we should be that's how we should be rolling with the Most High's word, man. Right? Meditating on his word day and night. Right? And let me get Joshua chapter 1 and 8.
This is the book of Joshua. You say chapter 1?
Chapter 1 and 8.
Chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
Gone. Again, I only think of you on 2 occasions. Right? And doing this, right, is going to bring you success. It's going to bring you want to prosper. That's the Most High is giving you some keys to prosperity, right? However, prosperity may look for you, right, and be successful. These are the ways we get it, man. Right. So, and this brother is a advocate for meditation. Right. So, yeah, brother, definitely keep bringing out that meditation, man, because a lot of times, we just need to be quiet, like you said, man. You know, this world is so busy, and busyness is definitely a tool of the enemy, man. We're so busy, and our minds are so cluttered, and we're thinking about this, and we got to do this. We got to get up in the morning and get to work. We got to get the kids ready. Oh man, this bill is here already, and we're all busy, and our minds are not rested, man. Right? But we can rest in the Lord because He's our peace. And definitely, as we meditate, we get to kind of just throw off a lot of the burdens of this crazy world we're living in, man. I yield.
Excellent scriptures, excellent precepts. And absolutely. You know, I hope, I do hope that, you know, with the scriptures, and you realize the benefit of slowing things down. You know what I mean? Because there's 24-hour news for a reason. It's not for you to learn anything. It's for you to just watch it. It's streaming services for a reason. You know, it's not so you're entertained. You know, the entertainment, it takes away from what's really important. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why there's a billion videos on YouTube. They're giving away phones. You know what I mean? Here, what do you do? First 3 months are free for this. You know, they want to get you hooked. You know, so you're all like this on your phone. You know, you got 3 months of free Netflix or whatever like that, and then you cancel it and put in your son's name and then mess up his credit and cancel it, and you know what I mean? Like you just always searching more for entertainment. You know what I mean? But you're not, you know, we miss out on the bigger pictures and what's really going on. The stuff that's really important, they don't teach in schools. The stuff that's really necessary, like Shemaiah was saying, for success, they don't teach. They purposely don't teach you that. You know what I mean? So because they know, they meditate, you know, but they're you know, they're on Satan's level with Krishna, you know what I mean, and Buddhists and all this other stuff. How about Shem Yahushai? He laid it out already in the scriptures. You know, reading is meditation. Reading is focusing. Whatever you focus on, that's your meditation. You know what I mean? And there's benefits to not focusing on anything. Because like Shemaiah is saying, there's so much clutter in this world. It's a gift of the enemy that you don't pay attention. I mean, that you always are paying attention to something that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's a gift of the Most High when you're able to slow things down. You know, he was in the, it was a great fire, but he wasn't in the fire. I'm butchering this scripture, but you know, it was a strong wind. He wasn't in the wind, right? But he's a tiny whisper. You know what I'm saying? If you can get to that tiny whisper, to that place where you can, you know, sit quietly amongst yourself, you start getting the ear of Yahweh Shem Shai, and you can start asking for these things, this fight, and get into this fight. And that's the whole point of this lesson. The good fight. You gotta fight the good fight. Fight it for Emmett Till, man. Fight it for Trayvon Martin. Fight it for Malcolm X. Fight it for Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? Fight it for Yahweh Shai. They done killed Yahweh Shai. They killed the Son of God. You know what I'm saying? But we have a lot of people that we should be fighting after. You remember after the Malcolm X, he's like, I am Malcolm X. I am Malcolm X. I am Malcolm X. We should be, you know, take it personal that these, we take it personal that these people have been shooting and killing us for centuries. That should be personal. But that doesn't mean get out a gun and go shoot them down. You have to get into the fight where the Most High is destroying these people, man. And you constantly asking for it, constantly asking for it, constantly asking for it. All right. Sorry, I thought I seen something. Actually, I did see something. I don't know if it made it onto the video.
Hey, Shalak, you got Ephesians in there already, right? We wrestle not against flesh and blood.
La, you want to bring it out?
No, go ahead, bring it out,
John.
Because you were just going down that road right there. Go ahead, King.
John, you want to bring out Ephesians?
I got it.
John.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Well, I was just going to read to verse 18, but if you just want me to go straight to the point.
You want to start 12, yeah.
Yeah, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Right? Ain't that the key? Ain't that what we doing? We hype? Let's get hype. Let's get into the fight. You know?
Good.
Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but I'm hype, man. I am hype. I'm like shaking. You understand? Shaking, man. You know, it's the spirit, man. It's the spirit. Let's get serious. Let's get active. All right. All right, let's go to St. John chapter 14, verse 13. Get hype with me. Come on. Walk with me. Take this walk with me.
This is the book of John, chapter 14, verse 13.
Let's get it. Bring that out.
And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son.
So whatsoever you ask. He ain't mince his words. All right. Go ahead.
If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it.
Anything. Some things, anything. All right. Let's keep going. Let's go to Daniel 7 and 18. Anything. Let's go. We got to bring it out.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and you say 18? But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, forever and ever.
That's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Look, we're gonna say Esau gonna give it to us? No, we're gonna take the kingdom. All right, we're gonna get into this fight. We're gonna take the kingdom. Let's go to Luke 17 and 20. No games being played. Can't stop what they can't. We can't stop what they didn't start. You know what I mean? Did Esau bring you to the truth? Did Esau let you know that you was an Israelite? So how you gonna stop it? How you gonna stop anything that the Most High ordained? He can't. All you can do is sit back and watch and wait for his judgment. Him, his family, his goldfish, his dog, everything buried in the dirt and worms. All right, let's bring that out. Luke 17 and 21. Lasaki, Luke 17 and 20.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 17 and 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of Yahweh should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of Yahweh cometh not with observation.
All right, ain't coming with observation. Go ahead.
Neither shall they say, lo here, or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of Yahweh is within you.
It's within you. The kingdom is within you. You have power. Why? Because the Most High gave it to you, ordained it. Okay, gave power to Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai goes to his Father. All right, his dominion over everything. All right, let's go. Isaiah 65, verse 24.
This is the book of Isaiah 65 and 24. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear.
It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing where, you know what I mean? You're like, dang, it's almost like little microcosm of that is like, dang, I was just thinking about you. Somebody calls you. But your whole life becomes like that. That's your life. You're walking around, and the Most High has several steps ahead where he's looking out for you. All right. And the kingdom of heaven is within you. Let's go to 2 Timothy's.
Well, Shalaki, what was that scripture you just read?
That was Isaiah 65 and 24.
Khan. Could I add another one to that?
Absolutely.
Khan. Isaiah 58. And this is also in line with exactly what you're talking about. In terms of, the fasting and all of that stuff. I mean, this whole Isaiah 58 is pretty powerful, right?
Verse 6.
No. It's really from verse 8 going down. But verse 9 is really kind of going straight into it. Go ahead, let's do verse 9.
Isaiah 58 and verse 9. Then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer. Thou shalt cry, he shall say, here I am.
Right there. You could read the whole thing, but right there is something that always makes me get excited, right? The Most High saying, this is talking about, the fast. He's like, this is the fast I call. And then he's telling you, like, when you really go into fasting and praying, right? Then shall your light break forth like the morning, right? Your health shall come out speedily. It's like, and you go into researching about fasting and how many things fasting heals. It's like now I understand what he means. Like, oh, your health shall break forth, like just come out, because once you fast, your body starts healing itself. Your body starts purging out a lot of the things, right? But then he goes into saying, Where is it? In verse 9. Where is it? I'm sorry, Shalaki. Let me pull it up. Yeah, you said, and he shall. Shalaki. Let me read that again. Then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and this is the Most High saying this, right? He's gonna say, "Thou shalt cry," and he shall say, "Here I am." Yo, that is powerful, yo. You cry out, and the Lord is like, "Here I am." He's like waiting, like you got your kid in the park, and he's playing on the thing, or she's playing whatever, and she cries out, and you're the parent, just move into action right away. And the Lord is saying, once you fast the right way, and your health break forth speedily, and all of these different things, you're gonna cry out to the Lord, and He is like just waiting to answer you. The Lord is saying, "Here I am." Yo, Shalaki, man, I get excited about that scripture, that verse right there, man. I yield.
Con, I'm excited with you. I'm excited with you, King. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm telling y'all, man, for real, like, we can't be on the couch with it. You know what I mean? Like the Christians, like, oh, I'm just waiting for Jesus' return. You know what I mean? This is an active. This is getting involved. This is getting into the fight. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, are we waiting on the return of Yahushua? From the Most High saying it's time to go, or is he waiting on us? Do you know what I'm saying? He's waiting on us to figure some things out. That 144, he can seal it whenever he wants. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. All these different Kanye West, he's 22 million people follow him on Twitter, and Kyrie Irving and everything. People know that they're Israel. What do we have to do? Ask yourself as an individual, what do I have to do? You know what I mean? To play my part in the return of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, in the return of Yahushua. You know what I mean? I ask myself that. You know what I mean? And you should be asking yourself that. If one person at a time can go through this narrow path, how come it can't be you? The kingdom of heaven was in you. How come it can't be you? That's why I played that video with the stereotypes. That confidence, they destroyed our confidence. We were raised by people who might not been as, they might have been pro-black, but they weren't pro-Israelites. Not everybody, but for the most part, you know what I mean? This is hitting mainstream, or not, it is hitting mainstream, but as far as, a lot of people haven't been born Israelites. Now, you might have, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people haven't been born Israelites. So you're raised with a whole nother ideology. We were raised thinking that angels were white. You were raised thinking that Christmas is the birth of Yahushua. You were raised thinking that Easter bunnies lay eggs. You know what I mean? You were raised like this. So our confidence might not be where it should be, but it has to grow. It has to move in a direction that I can be that one person going from, on that narrow pathway. Narrow is the path, straight is the way, wide leads to destruction. You getting on that narrow path, you can be that one person. There's 8 billion people, 8.5 billion people out there. It's like 8 billion people out there. You can't do it. You can't be that one person going there. I think you can. I believe you can, and that's what this whole lesson's about. Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 7. All right, this is gonna be the last scripture.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 4 and 7.
Bring that out, mighty out.
You hear me?
Yeah, I want you to bring it out, mighty. This is it.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 7. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fought the good fight, man. This is a fight. This is a major fight. This is the biggest fight of your life. You understand? This fight against Satan and his angels, the people that have been killing your people since jump. You understand? We on Esau's heels. We was fighting in the womb. We ain't never been cool with them. We've been fighting in the womb, and they've been playing us with a smile on their face and a knife in our back. All right? It's time to get real. It's time to get serious. It's time to put that sin away from you. That's why this whole thing, this America's freedom, is an illusion. You're free to sin. That's what America is. And the Most High says you can hang yourself. You can hang yourself. You can do anything you want in the society. Anytime they take over another nation like they did Iraq, they bring in pornography, they bring in trash food, they bring in anything, alcohol, knowing that the Muslims don't drink. Whatever it is to take them off their square, that's what they do. And they did it to us, and they're efficient with it. So here we are in a land of our freedom. We're not even free to look at Emmett Till on the damn Facebook without them blocking it. So you ain't free. You're free to sin in America. So you have to look at your sin. It has to be disgusting to you. It has to be vomit. It has to be, this is the thing that's stopping me from getting to where I need to go, for having a beautiful relationship with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Beautiful relationship with God. You understand? Can you read verse 8, King?
Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearance.
Who loves his appearance, man? You know what I'm saying? You love the appearance of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You love being in the midst of angelic forces and angels, and having that beautiful feeling that you're surrounded and you're helped, and you see chariots in the sky. Do you love that? Some people do. Other people don't. Other people say, I don't want to see that, man. I don't know. I'm kind of scared. You know what I mean? I don't know. Why are you scared? Because you're in the midst of your sin? Be honest. Be honest. Why don't you want to be in the midst of the most powerful entities on the planet, powerful powers on the planet, the gods of gods, the lords of lords? You know, it's amazing things out. There's amazing things in this in those heavens. You know, don't you want to see that? Don't you want to experience that? Don't you want a crown of righteousness? Then you got to fight. You got to fight the good fight, and don't give up. Don't give up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Frazier and Ali, man, going back and forth, 15 rounds. You know what I mean? He said, man, it's the closest thing I've ever been to death. You know, 15 rounds. Just keep going, keep going. It could be 30 rounds. None of them was stopping. None of them was stopping. You know what I mean? You could knock me down, but you can't keep me down. I'm going to get up. 7 times 7 times 70. I'm going to get up. You know, I know that's not the right scripture, but you know what I'm talking about? It's just constantly. It's like you forgive your brother after, you know what I mean, apologize, say he's sorry and things like that nature. Just man falls 7 times, get right back up. Right back up. All right. No excuses. No excuses. Those excuses are going to burn in your brain for all eternity, man. All eternity, you're going to be thinking about, damn, if I want to get that excuse, I mess up, Now's the time. Now's the time. You got North Korea bringing major missiles, major equipment on the border of South Korea. Did anybody hear about that? You know, they threw out the whatever little, you know, whatever they had saying contract, treaty, rip, gone. What did what's the name say? What did America and Russia? They have no more nuclear treaties. Nothing. They had nuclear treaties. You can't have this. You can't have that. That's all gone. Everybody's in a bag right now making nuclear weapons. You know what I mean? Kaliningrad, I think it is. They're moving their forces away from that. Why? Because they're possibly going to do a preemptive strike. You know how many times Russia talked about a preemptive strike, that America doesn't have to do nothing. We're just going to bomb you because we know what you're going to do. It's a serious business, man. And now's the time. Now's the time to get in this fight and stay in this fight. All right. All right. Okay. I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna look calm, but I'm not calm. I'm trying to get busy. All right. So and I'm gonna get busy. I'm gonna get on my knees and pray tonight. That's how I get busy. It ain't picking up no gun, it ain't picking up no knife. Not saying I ain't got both of them, but it ain't got nothing to do with that. It's my prayers. You know, it's that anger, that aggression, that frustration, giving it to the Most High. That's the plan. Get into the fight, y'all. All right. Anybody have any comments, questions, comments, concerns? All praises to the Most High. I'm hype. I gotta do some push-ups before I go to sleep tonight. Oh man, I'm feeling it, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right. It's hard to sit down, y'all.
Yeah, it's like man.
What's that?
Yeah. This is a really great lesson, man, because I mean all of the things that's going on, man. Yeah, we gotta, you know, even Ariel called me into this, like, yo, you gotta tighten up, man. We gotta tighten up. You know, there's so many prophecies going on, so many things Esau has planned. Scripture tells you, man, he's gonna hasten up all of his wicked devices in the end, man. Right? You got major people in the Ish community talking about the major threat to society right now and to their nation is young black men. Right? So it means they're putting something in place, and they got the money to do it. They lay on their beds and come up with some wicked shit, excuse me, and they got the ability to perform it. And yeah, we need to tighten up. We need to get into that bunker of prayer, fasting, waiting on the Lord, right? A lot of times, you know, there's a scripture. Let me see if I can find it. It says, the Most High is going to guide us with his eyes. You know, let me see if I can find it. Lucky. You with his eyes. And it's a really deep scripture in the sense that it's Psalms 38 or 32, sorry. Let's see, Psalms. Yeah, can you bring it out? Psalms 32 and 8.
Salakia, that was for me.
Yeah, if you could bring it.
All right, what you say again?
Psalms 32 and 8.
Salakia, my bad. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 32 and 8. Who will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye.
Right? And it's always it's a scripture that always like, damn, jeez. Somebody to instruct you with their eyes means you gotta have your eyes on them all the time. You can't be looking other places, be distracted if somebody's going to just, guide me with their eyes. Your eyes got to be on the Most High. And there's so much distractions, man, in this world, man, in this wicked place. There's so many things to take your time. There's the TikTok and the Instagram and the Facebook and all kind of social media popping up here and there and everywhere. And there's so many things to just snip away of your time, a little piece every day. And before you know it, you spent hours doing something that you really wasn't supposed to be into, right? How is the Most High going to guide you with his eyes and direct you and teach you if your eyes is not on him, right? A lot of times our eyes is on his hands. What is he going to give me? What is he going to give me? Let me see what's in his hands. But he's saying, look at my eyes. I'm going to teach you and guide you with mine eyes. So it's always this is a good lesson again, like I said, to buckle down, get back into that place of consecration, because a lot of things are happening right now in the spirit world, man, in the prophecy world, in the crazy world of Esau, and all of the distractions and things that's coming at our people. The nasty reds and all of this other type of crazy stuff. So good lesson again, King. Are you?
God. Wow, excellent precept. All right, y'all, let's get into the fight. All right. Unless there's anything else, we're gonna close out in prayer.
Salakia, can you hear me? Shalom, family. Hold on. Once again, beautiful lesson. Chaasadyah, all for the children, the good fight. And, with this lesson, everybody remember, we have a battle, we have a fight that we got to go through. Physically, mentally, spiritually, aspects. And I just want to get one scripture. Let me get 2 Ezra 7:57. One scripture. Right? We all have battles we go through every day. Every single day. It could be with bills, it could be with friends, it could be with spouses, it could be with you, battling between our old man and that new man. There's so many battles that we got to go through every day. Right? It's a constant war, mentally, physically, spiritually. But everything starts in the spiritual realm. Like the brother was saying, everything goes from the third heaven first, and it trickles on down to the earthly realm, which we're in right now. Right? So it's different levels, new devils. New lessons, new blessings. Right? So let me get 2 Ezra 7:57.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Now hold it right there. This is the condition of the battle which man is on the earth must fight. Right? It didn't say people in the third heaven must fight. There's no wars going on in the third heaven. There's complete order. Right? There's rank. There's the Most High, Yahweh Shai, and everybody else is under. Khan? So there's no battles or wars going on in the third heaven, where the Lord has complete order and structure. Right? But the battle is going on in the earth. This is a battleground. This is a war zone. And the Lord is testing everybody, every brother and sister, every soul on this earth. Right? God is testing everybody. So this is the condition of the battle, same as with the word condition. Right? You're being conditioned into something. Routine, constant. Right? And as you become hardened, you start to become a warrior. Right? Spiritual warrior, physical warrior, all different aspects. But man must fight this battle on the earth. That means men, women, and children. Right? Don't just look at the word man, and then some of you sisters might say, oh no, that's the brothers. The brothers got to worry about that. Us sisters is good. No. It's speaking about all mankind. Khan? Every brother and sister go through things. Right? Some things that's hard for brothers is easy for a sister. Something that's hard for a sister is easy for a brother, vice versa. Same as with the children. Read on. I think you're probably on mute, King.
Oh, God. Verse 59 for
verse 58.
King.
That if ye be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say.
Right. If you be overcome by this battle, if you be overcome by Satan, then you end up giving up. right? And there's eternal war that you got to go through on the earth. The Lord is not playing no games, right? Because the Lord will equip you with the tools that you need to overcome this enemy, overcome this adversary, right? Remember, God is a man of war. So in war, you got to be ready. You got to prepare. You got to do your research, right? You got to take your time, right? And then you got to apply yourself. You got to practice before you get into that routine so you can master it. So if God is a man of war and he's giving you the battle on the earth as you and his children, and the battle is against the adversary, Satan. Satan will come physically, he'll come spiritually, all different aspects. He'll even jump through your families, especially during Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving, right? You think it's a coincidence? Your grandma and grandpa and your moms and pops, your families, they never hit you up because they're like, you're in a cult, you're crazy, you lost your mind, you're delusional. But the day of Thanksgiving comes, and now they want to call you. The day of Christmas comes, now they want to call you. All these holidays you used to keep in the world, now they want to reel you back in during that day. And there's 365 days in a year. And these specific days, now they want to call you. And now they want to make you feel sorry. Now they're throwing a pity party at you. Baby, why you don't want to come visit grandma? Why you don't want to come eat this turkey, babe? I made it for you. Right? That's Satan hopping on you to try to entice you, try to seduce you to come back into the ways of the old man. But even that is a battle. And you got to overcome that. You got to let them know, listen, I love you, mom, pops, so and so, but I can't follow y'all today. I can't go around there today. We can do another day. We can gather another day, but not today. I'm serving the Most High. All right? And it's very simple. So many different situations you might go through, but just one of the examples of some of the battles you got to go through. But you must overcome them. All right? The Lord give you the armor, mentally, physically, spiritually. Ephesians chapter 6. He also said, put on the whole armor of God. Right? Put on that shield, that buckler, which is the scriptures, the laws, the commandments, that faith, that belief, right? And you applying it, right? Praying, fasting, so the Most High can put that spiritual hedge around you. Satan is going to try you every day. Every day he's looking to chip at your armor, trying to break you. But you got to fight back. God? And that's through the prayer. That's through the fasting. That's through the studying. That's through charity. The spiritual gifts, the Most High bless every brother and sister. We all have it. Don't look at another man and sister and think that they're better than you because they got so-and-so type of gifts. You don't even know. You might have more gifts than them. But that's part of you examining yourself, fasting, praying to the Lord, asking for the Lord to reveal unto you what you need to do to manifest in these times, to overcome these trials and tribulations, and to walk your walk in a spirit of righteousness, and to be an example for everybody else. God? If you overcome this battle, right? It's not a one-day thing. You got to fight the good fight until your house shine. Every man and woman and children got to fight the good fight. Nobody can fight this battle for you. Right? It's like the movie Rocky IV. You had Rocky, he had to fight who? He had to fight Ivan Drago. Why did he have to fight Ivan Drago? Because Ivan Drago killed who? Apollo Creed. Now, Apollo Creed knew that nobody could jump into the fight to try to fight his battle. He had to fight that fight himself. And he told his coach, hey, no matter what happens, do not throw in that towel. I got him. Let me fight him. Ivan Drago said, well, I'm going to break you. But Apollo Creed, he still fought that fight, even till death. Huh? So everybody got battles we got to go through. It's not a one-day thing. Until Yahushua come, still got to fight this fight. So continue to keep pushing forward. Apply ourselves. Be a warrior to the Lord. Use tools around you. Don't just look at a sharp sword.
Go ahead.
That's a metaphor.
You
I'm saying. Can you hear me?
were breaking up.
Someone, can you hear me?
You're coming through now.
Tom. I was saying, just because you have a weapon and you have a sword, right? You buy a sword or a crossbow, right? Or a hammer, right? Just using different examples. Just because you have the weapon, that don't mean you know how to use it, right? Just because you have a Bible, that don't mean you understand your Bible. That don't mean you read your Bible. You just put it right in front of the desk so it can look good in front of everybody. It's a display. Open up that book and read it. Learn your weapon, right? Learn how to master it. Learn the tricks of it. Just because you got a sword, that don't mean you know how to use it. Just because you got a gun, that don't mean you know how to use it, right? So the spiritual aspect, we all got Bibles. Open up your book, read. Take your time, meditate on the scriptures that you're reading, meditate on the chapters that you're reading. Don't just rush the process and expect the Lord to answer you immediately. The Most High told Ezra, fast 7 days and I'll give you specific visions. He did that. And then he tried to get more answers. The angel showed more visions. The angel told Ezra, fast another 7 days. And then I'll come back to me and I'll answer your question. Right? So Ezra had to be patient. If Ezra had to fast 7 days to get specific answers, and then fast another 7 days, then there 14 days to get his answer. He didn't rush the angel. The angel said, go through this process. After you go through it, I'll give you your answer. So what about us today? Right? Some of our prayers ain't going to come that instant because the Lord will still test us and see how you're going to move. And sometimes he'll even answer your prayer and you don't even know he's answering it. He'll answer your prayer 3 or 4 times, but you don't have the eyes to see that he's answering your prayers yet. God? So put on that whole armor of God. You know, we all keep each other in prayer, keep each other in the spirit of motivation, inspiration. You know, everybody look within themselves. Reflect on yourself. You know, we have an HOI Wednesday fast every Wednesday. You know, and I don't call people and ask who's doing the fast or not. You know, that's between you and the Lord. If you're able to do it, that's between you and the Lord. If you're not able to do it, that's between you and the Lord. But we all trying to work out salvation. So we got certain regiments we're trying to set up, certain schedules and stuff we're trying to get done. You know, we definitely need everybody to be participating in these things. You know, it's not for me, it's not for Kasaya, not for Shemaya or Yazayan, it's for you. Because like Kasaya said as well too, don't just be watching the videos and the lessons and the classes for entertainment. Take your notes, right? Because when that time comes, you thought the book of Eli was crazy. You might be the character in the book of Eli now. And when they're asking you for questions, for answers, and you can got it because you haven't studied. You never know where the Most High put you at. You know,
right?
So you never know, man. It's goings of the Lord. You might have to lead a whole body one day in a camp from a whole different city because you was left in that city by yourself. You're the only one that know you're an Israelite. Everybody else don't know what's going on. You never know. So study up on the scriptures.
Beautiful.
All right. Tune into these classes. Take your notes. You know, let's take this serious, family. Let's all tighten up. Let's all reflect and examine ourselves throughout these last days, especially throughout these weeks. You know, new season is coming. Passover is coming. People's going to be leaving, you know, out of the truth. Not speaking about within the bodies of the camp. I'm just talking about like out of the truth. People are going to fall off. And then there's people that's going to be coming in, you know, and there are those that are still here that's going to increase. And there are those that are still here in the truth that's going to decrease and slow down a bit. But ask yourself, where do you want to be? Guys?
Oh, praises.
So
Beautiful.
let's fight this good fight, man. You know, at the end of the day, all praise Yahweh Shem Shah. Let's fight this good fight. Whether you know it or not, it's coming. It's damn near ready here. You can't run from it. You're either going to overcome this challenge or you're going to get destroyed.
That's right.
You know? So we get this victory. Yahweh Shem Shah is with us. Let me get one last one out before we close out. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 57.
This is a book of 1 Corinthians chapter
15 and verse 57.
15 and verse 57. But thanks be to Yahweh, which giveth us the glory, the victory through our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
Right, hold it right there. So Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, the Most High give us the victory through his son Yahweh Shai. Right? So he's the mediator. We got to get through Yahweh Shai to get to the Most High. But the victory is already set in stone. But we got to still do our part. Right? The Lord has given us the little hint. Hey, you're already going to get the kingdom. He's given us that peace of mind. The kingdom was already set for us. It seemed like an inheritance. Your name is on it, or like a will. The name is on it, but there's a contract agreement that the Lord set up between us and him. Like a parent, father with his child. $3 million set up in his will. When you turn 18, then you'll get it. You'll get that $3 million. But there's requirements. You got to finish college, right? You got to do so and so. You got to go through all these steps before you get that $3 million. Well, what about the Lord? You got to go through all these specific steps before he allows you in that kingdom. Because with that kingdom, that's infinity riches, no aspects. You're not just going to waltz in there. You got to go through that fiery trial. You got to go through that test. You got to apply the laws and the commandments. You can't try to cheat the Lord, try to lie to God. He sees everything that's going on. He sees if you're willing to operate in righteousness to get there. If you're not, then you lost your chance. You don't? You don't?
Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
Right. Be ye steadfast, unmovable. Stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize, the eyes of the tiger. Right? Like a train. Don't stop. Don't slow down. But also reflect. See where you can do better at, where you can improve at, to continue to grow, to continue to be motivated, to keep that fire burning, right? To keep that zeal up. What can you do? What can you become better at, which is needed? Because what we're doing right now, if Yahweh Shai were to pull up right now, today, November 28th, I don't think we're making it to the king. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we all making it to the kingdom. If Yahweh Shai were to pull up, because if everybody was perfect right now, the Lord would have did what he did for Elijah. He would have pulled them chariots up and beamed up the hell up out of here. So, Kasaya said it earlier, right? Are we waiting for the Lord, or is the Lord waiting for us? Because
good question.
If the Lord is waiting for us to get our shit right, it's lucky to get our stuff right, and we still got to go through this progress. We're still not perfected yet. By the mercy of God, we still here. That's the Lord trying to make sure, give us enough time to get our stuff right. God has patience, but there always come a time like he did with the time of Noah. He just fed up with everything. So you got to ask yourself a question again. Is the Most High God waiting for us to send Yahweh Shai? Or are we waiting for the Lord to save us? That's why Yahweh Shai said it. Watch ye and pray until I come. Be occupied. Stay busy. Stay busy. While you're staying busy, don't be slothful. Improve. Get better. Examine yourself. What can you do better to be an asset for the nation? To help add unto the people. Right? To build the people around you. Be the inspiration. Show that fruit to the spirit. What can you do yourself? Don't look at the next man, the next sister, and the next person around you. Look at you. What can you do? Look at you in the mirror. What can you do yourself to improve? And if we all do the same thing, Shem Mashiach Yahushua. Look how the Most High was shaking out for us. So let's endure, family, steadfast, unmovable. Let's reflect, let's build within ourselves. Let your light shine. Khan?
Right.
Oh, man, shine.
Oh, man, Sean. Excellent. The water for that.
Shema Shekels.
Feast dedications coming up. December 6th. Wartime. All right, that's the opening. The closing is December 13th. All right, so to prepare for that, open up the book of Maccabees, first chapter, start reading, you know what I mean? Start reading, see why we're here, why we're doing what we're doing, with the Most High, and pay close attention to what the Most High did in that time period, so, those Greeks were vicious, they were slick, they lied, they had weapons and everything. The Most High, He had our back, all right? And it's just something to prepare for during that time period that's inevitably coming, all right? And the new moon's coming up December 12th during Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah, all right? So prepare, get your plans set in order, take time off from work, you know what I mean? Our days go from night, from sundown to sundown. So, prepare, you could take off the 7th, do that, and get ready. All right. Always be ready. You stay ready, you gotta get ready. All right. So let's all stand and face the east or prostrate, however you want to pray. And we're gonna close out in the Lord's Prayer. All right, this is the Lord's Prayer in Paleo Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malachwaka, Thaba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Natananawa, Lacham, Kau, Yuwam, Wasalafnawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalafnawa, Kabawafinawa, Wala'a, Dabianawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashinawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalafwa, Wa'ala, Walapalaraf, Lai Walumnum, Amen. Lord Yahweh, in the name of your only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, we come to you humble and shamefaced, knowing that we need you in this fight. We need your guidance. We need your strength. We need your power. We need you to execute judgment, Yahweh, on the heathen nations, on Esau, on the 2/3 that refused to hearken unto your voice, unto your word, unto the prophets, unto the servants that go out the highways and byways, that do everything in their power to wake them up. Yahweh, we are ready, we are willing, we are able, to take this kingdom, to usher in the return of your only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, so he can execute vengeance on the heathen, send those nuclear missiles, have the blood to the horse's bridle. We're ready, Yahweh. We see what Esau is planning through the spirit, through dreams, through visions, through your word, through prophecy. We understand that things are bad now and they're going to get worse.
That's right.
Baba Gashar, speed up the time for the elect's sake. Keep us under your shadow, under your wing. Have the angels encamped around us, keeping us safe when our goings in, our goings out. When we come in, when we go out, waking up, going to sleep. Baba Gashar, Baba Gashar, Baba Gashar, hear our prayer, Yahweh. If it be your will, may the righteous, the 1/3 and the 144, making it to the kingdom of heaven as is intended to be, as is prophesied to be. And with all the signs and all the wonders and all the amazing things that you show us, we will continue to exalt your name throughout the four corners of the earth. By Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai, we got next. HY to the chariots fly. Home Yashala.
Come on, Sharala.
Aman.
Man.
All praises.
God.
Sorry. Oh, man. Let's get into this fight, man. Let's get into this fight. I love a good fight, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And ain't no, man, listen, ain't no enemy like them white man, man. Shit, man. Man, listen. So he's a worthy opponent. He's sick, he's demented, and
That's
he
right.
needs to be taken down. You know what I'm saying? And through the power of Yahweh Shema Shai, we gonna do that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we here on earth. We here on earth and we still alive. So that's an amazing thing, man. Everybody can't say that. So while we here, let's just go to war. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to war spiritually. And when the Most High gives the word, man, listen, ain't no man. Ain't gonna stop. I ain't going home. I ain't going home. I'll be outside with it. All right. Okay. So, brothers, how about Shemal Shah? So sisters, how about Shemal Shah? Shmartha. Marthan. Home Yashala. We got next. Let's go. Y'all have a good night and make sure y'all pray. Put them prayers up there. Please have the confidence to know that the Most High is listening. Please have the confidence to realize there's angels closer than you can ever imagine. You understand? They're here. They're walking the earth, and this is serious. So understand what that means, and understand that what you say matters. Let's get it. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.